I think they're 2-1.
Yeah, they're two. It's really hard. It's really hard to get a read on them with their schedule because this is a 2A school. They lost to this 2A school.
Right, and that's an Oregon school.
And that's an Oregon school,
which we know nothing about.
And that's an Oregon school, and they scored a lot of points.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. 5-tail. Yeah, it's hard because they really play an odd schedule.
Yeah, and so now what? And you just kind of you try to get a feel for maybe common opponents.
Right.
Well, you go over here and go to us.
Cashmere.
Washington 2A school, they destroyed us. Cashmere 1A school destroyed us. We beat Cedar Park.
That really surprised me last week that they won that game. Cedar Park was 2-0 going into that game.
You got to see this. You have to see this to believe this.
Okay.
They beat Vashon Island 55-7.
Yeah.
And they beat Bellevue Christian. And so going into it, I'm thinking that if Sultan's a little bit better than them, they're going to beat them and they're going to beat them.
Yeah.
That being said, it's going to be a long night for the Turks.
Yeah. Vashon, it's hard to say because Vashon, we used to play Vashon, and they on an island, it's either kind of hit or feast or famine. I mean, you could either have a great class or you could be really barren too. So,
but this surprised me.
It did.
I went into it thinking the only difference is they got a bunch of their players that were hurt or out for grades back.
Right. Well, yeah, I was surprised by that game on Saturday. When I looked at the score at first, I thought it was a misprint, and then because I know, Cedar Park, they were 2-0 coming into the game. They've got a lot of enthusiasm because of Coach Butch, is there now and the whole thing, and so. All right.
But from what the highlights that I saw on Facebook from this game, they were dropping punts. The punter was dropping the punts on the ground.
There for Cedar Park? All right. Yeah, go back to the Sultan schedule also too. Yeah, it's just, this year's just a weird year. Now Archbishop, that's just going to be ugly next week. It's just going to be horrendously ugly.
Here's the deal. We're not going to win.
Granted, well, Kings is down this year though, but I don't think we'll win that game. But Kings is definitely down. Granite beat. They went over to the Peninsula and won last week. So, be interesting to see. It's always a fun game, though, regardless.
Now, let's see your starting Sultan Turks. Number 3, 5'10", senior safety, Alex Perigo.
But anyway,
I like the white unis. I like the white unis and the white helmets.
Oh, I love them. And they got numbers on the side of it.
Yeah.
It's the Stanford kind of.
It's kind of yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the. Not the right colors, but kind of the Alabama kind of look. All right. I'm gonna take my jacket off. Those two on.
That's fine. You got a minute. So you look at this. They got twice in that kids' region. Yeah. I think we're a little bit bigger, don't we?
All right. So we found out they're 2-1, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
They lost to
East Valley of Yakima or
it
West
looks like
Valley.
They beat 2 Oregon schools and they've lost
to a 2A.
East Valley.
East Valley. All right.
Almost there. pledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know fans that cannot attend the game today, they can watch the game live streamed on turkflag.tv. You can text right now, turkflag.tv. On YouTube!
There you go.
Fans, please stand for
We'll go on after this.
and remain standing for the playing of our fight song, followed by the award-winning Sultan High School pet band, Clap Fingers and Fight Songs Off.
All right, Dave, you out there? Hello, hello. I don't hear anybody, Brian, do you? Yeah. Oh. Come in, booth.
Our officials this evening, so dapperly dressed in striped shirts, referees Steve Jensen, umpire Larry
Dave, come in.
Anthony, line judge Chris Dietrich, and back judge Robert Almish.
Hello, hello. Cool.
Go ahead, go.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sultan High School and TurkPride.tv for tonight's matchup between the hometown Sultan Turks and the visiting Cascade Kodiaks. My name is Dan Baller. I'm joined here on the broadcast by my co-host, Brian Atkinson. Brian, say hi to everybody for us.
Hey, everybody out there in Turk Pride land and hashtag Turks first. Let's go Turks.
There we go.
Friday Night Lights, the band is back together.
Yes, it is. It's been a while. It's been too long.
It's been over a year since you've well, we had basketball season.
A little bit. It was a little
last
kind of
year,
hit and miss a little bit. And then, you know, at spring sports, we went our separate ways. But anyway, it's great to be back here at Sultan High School. And just give you a quick update here. Our opponents tonight, the Cascade Kodiaks. Cascade is actually Cascade of Leavenworth as opposed to Cascade of Everett. Again, we want to be sure everybody's clear on that, even though they are both red. Both teams are red.
Well, these are the Grizzlies.
Not the
Bruins.
Not the Bruins, that's correct. So, but anyway, coming into this game, Cascade is 2-1. They lost to a AA opponent, West Valley of Yakima, and they beat two opponents from Oregon, which we really don't know much about. The Turks came in and pulled a surprise win last Friday night, as they had come in really hadn't shown much of anything in their first two games, offensively nothing, and then to come away with a 19-0 win against Cedar Park Christian last Saturday night.
The key to the game last Saturday night for the Turks, we got a Windmill Espresso kickoff.
There we
coming
go.
Up, and
I know we're going to start a little late tonight.
We will talk about the game last week here as we go throughout this game.
You betcha.
It was an away game, so we didn't.
And you were clear. It was last Saturday night, not last Friday night. It was last Saturday night. It was, and we're underway. Yeah, it's kind of a squibby one to the right-hand side. It's bouncing.
Sargent's going to pick that up.
There he breaks the tackle. Nope, stepped out of bounds.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds right when he got it.
All right. So, yeah, the Turks, when I looked at the standings, it was like the Turks actually were in first place after last week. Cascade Conference, obviously early on in the season, but boy, teams are really struggling. A lot of teams just no wins yet, and you have the haves and the have-nots. You've got Archbishop Murphy at the top, and then there was everybody else until last week.
The key to the win last week, I think, was that we had some senior leadership return back to the field from injuries and various different things.
Right.
And we were running the football well.
That makes a huge difference.
And several different turnovers and mistakes. Trey Sargent, there he goes.
Breaks off to the right tackle, breaks the tackle, continuing on his feet, still on his feet, and forced out of bounds.
That's a good 30-yard run by number 22, Trey Sargent.
Trey Sargent,
nice. He is large and in charge on that first play of the game.
Sarge was large there.
Dan, I really miss you when you're not here, and I have to do this by myself.
Oh, is that right? Well, it's good to be appreciated. It's good to be back. Like I said, it's been too long, and we don't get very many of these opportunities. The home football games are kind of few and far between. All right, Turks again, first down on their own 36-yard line here, 37-yard line. In the shotgun. Direct snap. Sargent over the left side, over left tackle.
Still good for 3 yards.
3-yard gain, good.
And almost broke that.
He could go all the way. No.
Well, and pretty soon they're going to start keying. They're going to start keying on him, and then that's when you get the ball to another runner.
Yeah, it is. So.
That's a sophomore starter here for our Turks. That's Brayton Heifel. I think that's how you say the name.
I think that's correct. And you kind of, and when you see sophomore starting, you have kind of mixed feelings about that. That's great to see them doing that, but that tells you if you're relying on sophomores, that can send another message. Sargent over the left side, breaks the tackle. He's on his feet. Oh, and tripped up from behind.
Down to the 31-yard line.
Yes.
So far, the play calls have been Sargent left and Sargent right.
Yeah, it's been pretty basic stuff. It's been off tackle left, off tackle right, with Trey Sargent carrying the load for all 3 plays for the Turks.
Make them stop you.
Yeah, I mean,
make them stop.
This is football 101 right here.
Well, this is one of Coach Bryant's keys of the game. We have to keep the Cascade offense off the field. And of course,
2 wides to the right. Snap. Fake to Sargent. Keeper.
Heifel. Nice. Wait.
And turns it upfield for
that was a nice cut.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice cut up the middle.
Well, they faked the same, the off tackle play to Sargent and kept the ball and went over the right side dive forward for about 5. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Isaiah Phillips into the game. Very well could be a run up the middle for Isaiah Phillips coming up.
Second and 5 for the Turks.
See them
getting close to the red zone.
See them keying on Sargent there, and that
hand off.
That was blocked.
There you go. Breaks the tackle.
It's gonna go.
Oh, knocks him out at the 1.
At the 1 yard line. So Isaiah Phillips, did I call that play
yes,
or did I call that play?
Nice run by Phillips. He's Isaiah Phillips, 5'11", 195-pound junior running back linebacker for the Turks. Looking good there on that particular play. So the Turks, impressive here on this first drive, just moving the ball down the field. Big chunks of yardage on each play, and they're knocking at the door right now. 1st and goal from the 1.
Gonna hand that off, Sargent.
At the Sargent. Oh, he stopped and piled up, and he may have lost a yard there on that one. When you get impact in this tight, you got to get a quick hitter. You just got to slam it in there and just push through for that 1 yard.
Gonna line up. Well, this time I'm probably gonna go straight up the middle to Phillips on the left side of the line.
Keeper.
Heifel tries to keep it.
Oh, that's a loss of about 3 on that play, 4 maybe. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 3rd and goal from the 6.
Little bit of extracurricular takedown on now.
Yeah,
what do you think
was.
there?
It
Hashtag
was.
Turks first.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit of emphasis there as he took Mr. Heifel down to the ground. So now you're looking at 3rd and goal from the 6.
I hope this play is in there. I'm going to fake the ball to Phillips and run to the left and do an option left. But let's see what they decide to run here.
Lots of open field to the left side. Sargent
Oh.
going wide. Oh! And the corner comes up and makes a nice play. Number 7 tackles with the 10-yard line.
That was the right call there. It just, corner made a great play on that.
So now, first major decision of the game. 4th and goal from the 10. Do you
don't
go
think
for a
we-
field goal, get some points on the board, or do you go for it here?
Do we have a field goal kicker?
I don't know. Well,
I don't think we do.
Looks like we're
Well,
lining up.
we're lining up.
Whether we have one or not, we're going to give it a try right
Well,
here.
who is our kicker there?
Number 4. Oh, is it 9? I'm sorry, it's Mr. Heifel. Number 9, our quarterback.
And
Kind
look
of
at
punch
that.
kick.
Look at
gets
that.
it. Through.
That's good. It's through. Vernon Heifel, the Swiss Army knife of the Turk offense.
It wasn't real pretty, but it got through.
Yeah.
It got through. He punched it through in the lower right-hand corner on the east end of the stadium, and the Turks are on
Hey, you
the
know what?
board.
That's better than the extra point that the Seahawks kicker kicked last week.
Yes. The Seahawks, the offense.
My apologies to the world out there.
We've been corrected. Yes.
It's Heifel.
Heifel.
Okay.
All right.
And
we
I will-
apologize. And speaking of that, as far as reaching out and recognizing any fans from Cascade of Leavenworth, if you're joining us here on TurkPride.tv or on YouTube, we welcome you. And
Yep, I just banned. I am on the TurkPride.tv
You're banned? Is that what you
YouTube.
said?
I
You're
just
banned?
banned my first commenter. You have been banned from TurkPride.tv.
oh man, I thought you were banned.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
Welcome. We're in double digits on TurkPride.tv right now on the YouTube channel.
Ryan, why don't you switch screens there, and we'll see what else is going on the Cascade Conference tonight. Also, too, what other matchups we have happening, and we'll pass those along when we get a chance. See what's the tilt of action here on the Cascade Conference.
Well, Cedar Park Christian of Boston playing Granite Falls. That'll be a real.
That should be a good game.
That should be a good game. Cedar Crest is playing Kings tonight.
Kings is struggling this season, so that should be an interesting game as well. And South Whitby's playing a non-conference, kind of just a roving schedule this year, trying to rebuild that program a little bit, playing Acosta, the Acosta Wildcats.
Where in the world is Acosta?
Acosta is over on Ocean Shores. Is where Acosta area is. Out on the beach.
And this is a big game tonight. We've got Bellevue and Archbishop Murphy are playing tonight.
Yep, the number 1 rated Wildcats from Archbishop Murphy playing Bellevue High School, the Wolverines. So full tilt here in the Cascade Conference tonight.
So they kick the ball off and they get it to the 49-yard line of the Turks. That's really good starting position.
And Cascade. Oh, direct
the ball to the ground.
And
the Turks recover.
Recovered by number 88 for the Turks. That's Phoenix McGuire.
That's one way to keep the offense off the field.
It looked like there may have been a miscommunication on the snap, like the quarterback wasn't quite ready for the ball, and the center hiked it, hit him in the face mask, and bounced straight down the ground, and McGuire was astute enough to fall on that, and just like that, the Turks got the ball back. Gotta like that, huh, Brian? Gotta like that. All right, so another opportunity to watch the Turks on offense here.
Sargent.
Over the left side, and no gain on that play. So it looks like the coach.
How do we say that quarterback's last name? So we got a second and 11 coming up for the Turks.
All right, Mr. Hafley in the shotgun formation.
Yep.
Direct snap.
Here comes the pass.
Oh, and he missed that one. Oh, but look at the man downfield. It was wide open at the 30-yard line. And I think that was Kobe Keeler, actually, that was open, wide open. But Mr. Hafley, the quarterback,
definite
did not
miscommunication. Miscommunication, and it's too bad. You know, the Turks really need to be able to take advantage of this turnover. But the good news is, if we don't make the first down, we have a chance to punt the ball and give them worse field position than they had to start on the last one. So silver linings.
This is just a bonus, like you said. Either hopefully you score, but if not, you'll have a much better opportunity to put them in a worse field position than they would have been had they not turned the ball over. Hafley, oh, that's a
nice screen to Sargent, but he doesn't.
They did recover nicely, but that's a perfect play to run when you've got a blitz going on, because if you can get that, chances are that guy breaks loose and he gets a big yardage.
That corner was keying in on number 22, Trey Sargent.
Well, Sargent was a big piece of that offense in that first drive, so it sounds like they've made a few adjustments to try to key off of him a little bit more here in the second offensive possession.
And once they start taking that away, we have to have something else in our arsenal to.
Yep.
I wonder if this is going to be a quick kick.
Oh, this is a quick kick. Yep.
That's a nice decision there.
Yeah.
That's going to go down.
Oh.
Don't go to the goal. Oh, they're going to do it on the 6-inch line.
Yes, very nice. Oh, it died and just started rolling, and they hustled and were able to down it at about the half-yard line.
C.J. Rivas with a fantastic play on the other end.
Heads-up play, nice call on the quick kick there, and good pursuit downfield to.
That's better field position for the Turks, and they gave up on the kickoff.
Yeah.
Gee, I think somebody said something about
Cascade's going to have to go a long ways here to.
Well, they're going to have to go more than 99 yards, almost 100 yards.
Yeah, just a little over 99 yards there.
So now.
All right, so the Kodiaks.
I'm smelling safety here. Let's go Turks. #Turks.
And in motion, hands to the running back, going over the left side, breaks the tackle. Oh, yep, that's a block in the back there. It's going to be the call.
Oh, and we have that dirty yellow laundry on the field.
And it's going to be a block in the back on the Kodiaks.
Well, they definitely need to decline that.
Yeah, so as you said, Brian.
But that's going to be half the distance to the goal from the spot of the penalty.
Yes. I think it was a block in the back, I believe. So we look at, Brian, you made this observation before we went on the air here, just as far as the size of the rosters. I think, my goodness, Cascade in Leavenworth, a community about similar size to Sultan, but boy, they've got a great turnout this year as far as participation. I would say their squad is probably half again the size of the Turks. And that could come into play in the fourth quarter, when you look at conditioning and so forth, as far as how many minutes you're asking each of these young men to play.
Oh, that's illegal procedure.
Whistle before the snap.
That's going to pull the ball back a yard and a half. Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure.
Let me see if I can see it here. I'm going to pull this up on my automatic replay here.
We'll be.
I don't see it.
We're going to be measuring these penalties with a ruler here pretty soon. As far down as they're getting here towards their own goal line. It's about as deep as you're going to get.
It's about an inch and a half, or yard.
6 minutes remaining here, halfway through the first quarter. Turks leading 3-0. For those of you just joining us, scoring on their first drive, got right down the red zone, but then got stymied by the Kodiaks and had to settle for a field goal. Hand off left side, and a gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, we
Three.
We really need to stop their. We can't let them get the yard after contact on that.
Right.
That wasn't too bad.
Well, we really haven't seen much yet because, again, the Kodiaks really haven't had that many offensive plays. I think that's probably only about their 4th offensive play in the entire game so far.
Well, it's big. It's huge for our Turk defense to keep. Thanks.
It's huge.
There you go.
There you go.
I sure miss you when you're not.
You set yourself up on that one,
He's back to pass. Right there. Nice job on the corner.
Boy, that was a dangerous pass, Brian.
Eric
Another step, that would have been a pick six all the way, man.
Eric Turner's one of our wrestlers. He ain't letting go of that leg on that play.
Yeah, nice play. But risky pass by the Kodiaks.
You wish you would have wrapped him up a little better, a little higher on that.
Yeah.
But this is a huge play here in this ball game, and especially here in the first. Okay, it's a big play.
It's a big play. It's huge. We'll see what happens here, Brian. I'm going to make one quick observation after this play. We'll see what happens here. Hand off to the right side, number 42.
Oh, that's a safety.
Oh, no.
Not quite. He's still on his way. That's a safety for the Turks.
There we go. There's two. So
Boy, I need to go buy a lottery ticket. I've been calling this stuff all night.
So he runs to the right, breaks the tackle, looks like he's going to reverse field back to the left, but Turks get him in the end zone, and that's going to be 2 points, and they're going to get the ball back.
You can't. That play by Eric Turner, not letting go of that on that screen pass.
Well, the Kodiaks just again started with terrible field positions. There really limits what you can do, and the Turks took advantage of that and really pressured the ball. Played some good hard-nosed defense and turned it into 2 points, and they're going to get the ball back here again. With again, Cascade's going to have the option of kicking or punting to the Turks.
Well, and a caveat to us keeping our offense on the field and their defense on the field. Mm-hmm. A lot of these kids play both ways.
Yes, they do.
So, come the fourth quarter, they're both going to be tired.
Right. And that's the thing, is as I had said earlier, is it'll be interesting to see because the Kodiaks do have a larger squad, more bodies than the Turks have. So it'll be interesting to see how the conditioning and if they start to wear down, if the Turks start to wear down a little bit more as we get towards the second half. But anyway, so far so good. We have a score of 5. We got a baseball score here, Brian, 5-0 here in the first quarter.
Well, this is the score. This was the score of one of my Madden football games the other night. 5-0.
This is like I mean, we're scoring points like the Seahawks do here, man. You know, we're just ripping through points here.
That's true. We haven't scored a touchdown yet at home.
Now, Brian, I was speaking of the NFL. Did you watch that Rams 49ers game last night? That thing was just a wild, very entertaining game.
I didn't get I got to watch the highlights of it, and it makes me scared when we play the Rams coming up when the Seahawks play.
I mean, the Rams have scored almost 40 points 2 times, and they're like one of the worst teams in the league, and they're 2-1. That's kind of.
Come away, come on. Oh.
And breaks the tackle and dropped at
Alex
about
Perrigo
the 28-yard line. Yeah, that's kind of scary when the Rams are averaging about 35 points a game and the Seahawks are averaging about 5.
Well,
so we'll see how that all plays out.
When you find out the rest of the story on that the Seahawk receiver, what's his name now? Number 10. Now is he had a broken broken finger when he caught that ball for that touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that's what receivers do. They use their hands.
Yeah, that's kind of important stuff.
That's
and
Phillips.
Off to the right, Phillips.
You know what? 5 yards in a cloud of dust. I'll take it every day.
I like how he runs. He runs very north-south.
Very north-south. He's a one-cut north-south kind of runner.
Right.
I've just been waiting for him to get on track and get out here and play.
So for those of you just joining us again, Turks scored on their first drive, ended up got down in the red zone, got stymied by the Kodiaks defense and settled for a field goal, and then just on this most recent possession was able to pin the Kodiaks in their own end zone for a 2-point safety.
Now, if you weren't at the game last year, we went to Cascade of Leavenworth last year at the Shashton.
Oh, and that one did not work out so well.
It didn't work out as well as we wanted. And
I have been over at Cascade Leavenworth years ago though and watched the game over there.
We put first half we put a big kicking on them, and they came back and they kept coming back in that fourth quarter. We kept making mistakes, so they kept running that power right and that power left, and that thing we just kept getting swept out of the way on it in that second half. But they made they shot themselves in the foot quite a bit in the first half. So we have to limit our mistakes and keep their offense off the field.
Sargent breaks a tackle, and then the second wave gets him and drops him for no gain. Just kind of give our fans at home an idea. It's currently 61 degrees. I see no wind to speak of. Just beautiful night for football.
That's
Absolutely
great night for Friday Night Lights.
Absolutely perfect weather for football. And
we've got
fall is here.
We've got our nationally renowned Sultan Turks marching band here tonight through the first half. They're going to be in a parade in Leavenworth tomorrow.
Leavenworth, where the Kodiaks are from, right?
That's where they're going tomorrow.
There you go. Oh, kind of a bad snap, but there wasn't much of a rush, so he was able to get it off. And it's hanging. You don't see that very often when like half the players are down there and the ball hasn't come down on the butt. Yeah, they're all like waiting for it to come down. So sky high, not very deep, but they'll turn the ball over to the Kodiaks with really good field position right at their own 49-yard line.
Well, last year we had Omar Rocket Leg Valera here to do the kicking duties for us.
Mr. Valera, yeah.
And he's playing on the second level. He's playing for Edmonds Community College right now.
There we go.
He's playing soccer, not football, as I thought he needed to walk on at UW and get a scholarship. He had a pretty strong leg.
All right, the Kodiaks with the ball at their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Number 42 goes in motion. Nice rush, a little bit of pressure, gets the ball off. Oh, it's wide open. Catches it, and he's going to score unmolested for the touchdown. So just that quick, Brian. One play, one strike, and all of a sudden the Turks go from leading 5-0 to trailing 5-6. You know, they put some good pressure. They almost got to the quarterback on that, but he got rid of it just in time. And here it comes again on the instant replay.
Watch. Yeah.
Yes, he was hit as he let go, but he had good separation. He had a 5-yard differential between he and the DB.
They blitzed and he caught it.
Yep.
The linebacker, there was a blown cover. That was a blown coverage over there. So the safety or the linebacker needed to be over there covering that.
PAT kick is up and is good. So,
all right.
With 1:50 remaining in the first period, the score: the hometown Turks 5, the visiting Kodiaks 7. I think we have a good game.
That isn't what I had in mind when I said we need to keep their offense off the field.
Well, they did score quick. It's now they're off the field. They are off the field. Be careful. You need to phrase that a little different, Brian.
Hey, did I mention we have a new sponsor?
No, you did not. Who's our new sponsor?
Just down the road from you and I, Mountain View Diner.
I have eaten at Mountain View Diner many times. They have delicious food. They have burger night. It's on Wednesdays, I believe. Wednesday nights. So great food. Pie. Yes.
Pie.
They do have pie. It's good stuff.
If you need a piece of pie, just go get a piece of pie.
It is. They have the pie carousel right there in the dining room.
Oh my goodness.
It just sits there and tempts you, as you have your dinner. All right. So again, just under 2 minutes here remaining in the first period.
Now, I just have to mention, Mountain View Diner is on the east side of Gold Bar as you go towards going out of town.
That's correct.
It'll be on your right-hand side as you go east, heading towards Cascade of Leavenworth.
Heading towards Cascade Leavenworth, and it's pretty much the last food stop before you get all the way to Leavenworth. So if you're hungry, you better stop at the Mountain View Diner, get a bite to eat, because you got to make it all the way to Leavenworth before you find something else. And to our fans, as far as Leavenworth, I was over in Leavenworth one time. That town completely shuts down at like 10 o'clock at night. There is nothing open in Leavenworth. I mean, nothing. No gas stations, no nothing. That is a bedroom community. Picked up by Sargent.
There he goes.
Breaks the tackle, and then they converge on him, and we're down to 25. 1st and 10.
All right.
So, I mean,
we got to make the adjustment.
The Turks have dominated early on, but just that quick. All right. So just that quick, Brian. We were the Turks looked like they were just going to dominate and kind of run away with this game. Had all the momentum.
That was just one play away from being back in the game,
and it can turn just that quickly. So we'll see how the Turks respond here. Hand off. Oh, no keeper. I'm sorry.
Nice job.
Hayfully with the keeper on the right side. Faked to Sargent over the left and kept the ball to the right. And that's a gain of about 6.
He fully got about 6.5 yards.
He did. Mr. Hayfully.
Hayfully. Now they're going to gear up. They're going to gear up for the run. I'd really like to see them do the screen pass again here.
The Turks have yet to complete a pass. So again, they're going to stack in the run. The Turks have just basically shown run the whole game. And again, another run. That's Sargent. Breaks a couple tackles and surges forward for a first down over the 40-yard line.
Sargent to the line, right. Hey, Sarge, how's it going?
You know, I think you're right, Brian, is that they need to, even though they are having success, need to try to mix it up a little bit. Let's just get a little screen pass in there, or a little, something out in the flats, just to kind of keep them honest.
Even if you go deep and you don't get the catch,
right.
I don't want to do it on first down. I want us to be 2nd and 4, right. 2nd and 3.
Because they'll start packing the box here is what they'll do if that's all the Turks show is run, run, run. Here we go again. This is just basic football stuff. This is off tackle right, off tackle left.
Jeremy John over there on the blocking for the Turks.
There you go. He's a big boy.
6'4" sophomore.
Sophomore. Yeah, that's the only thing I would.
Sorry, 6'5".
6'5". That's the only thing I would say so far is I really would like to see. I mean, we've got 2 receivers. We've got 2 wideouts.
Oh, this is
and
a
they're
pass.
Just not. There we go. There's the first pass. See, I asked for it, Brian. Here goes. Oh, hatefully hit. Just he lets it go.
It's a catch by Eric Turner down to the 32-yard line.
That's what you needed. Something to add a little diversity here.
Oh, I miss you when you're not here.
The DB, though, actually misplayed that. That could have been intercepted, but Turner got him turned around a little bit, made that catch, and bounced him out of bounds.
The receiver bailed him out on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't saying he didn't do the right. That's just the right throw.
He got hit just as he let the ball go, so it really didn't have a whole lot on it, but the receiver made it look good on that.
Guess what?
Hey,
it's the end of the first quarter.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun. So at the end of one, the Turks trailing the visiting Kodiaks 7-5. So do we have is Dave Boone, Diamond Dave Boone, producer extraordinaire? Is he on the microphone? Dave, do you hear us down there in the Roadhog? No, he's probably out running.
He's not.
He's out running around.
Well, we are streaming to you. This is our first football game in HD.
I looked at the quality of the video there on YouTube. Oh, there's Dave Boone. His ears must have been burning. You're not on the booth though. I'll hand you a headset. There you go. Diamond Dave Boone, producer extraordinaire, is going to join us here in the booth. Dave, how you been?
Hey guys.
Good. What's going on?
Pretty excited about tonight's stream, huh?
I like it. It's very nice.
3 cameras, HD.
The quality is great.
We just got to get the frame rate up a little bit. We look a little choppy.
A little choppy, but the clarity looks great.
Yeah, clarity's amazing. What do you think, Brian? You like that?
I do. I like it.
Yeah, it looks very nice. Definite improvement, David. So good. Kudos to you and the tech crew there, and as far as getting that put in play.
How's our camera work looking tonight?
It's looking good. Like I said, we've had it up. We've used it a few times for replays and so forth. Anyway, we're going to head back to action here.
Sponsorships in there, guys.
Oh, good deal. There we go. We got to get the sponsors. Brian, we're slipping over there. Oh, and stacked up for no gain, maybe a loss to 1. So Sergeant, and more Sergeant.
Well, we know who's in charge.
Sergeant, may I have another, please? Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
He's been drilling the yards.
We have, and it's been effective. But again, I really like that pass to Turner to keep them honest and keep them to where they're not passing.
Well, you'll probably, since it worked last time,
putting 7 in the box.
You'll probably see that again, and I'd really like to see them do, a double pass here out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Put
3 wides left. Hayfully back, throws over the middle, no good. Overthrew his intended receiver, which was number 6.
Throw it to Perigo over in the, pitch it to Perigo, let him pretend like he's going to run, and then just one of those kind of plays. But I don't know if they have that in the playbook.
Yeah, I think that what we've seen so far is it looks like 2 things, Brian. I think that the Turks are kind of trying to tailor the offense to their strength, and I think they've really got what appears so far to be.
Well, the last game I was here when you weren't here and called.
Right.
Sargent was hurt and he was not on the field.
Gotcha.
And he makes all the difference in the world.
Oh yeah,
right
he's a
now.
great athlete. Great athlete. But my point kind of being, it looks like they have a pretty slimmed down playbook. You know, the playbook doesn't. I haven't seen a lot of diversity. It's been pretty basic stuff. You know, dive right, dive left, off tackle right, off tackle left, quarterback keep. Just the one
Quarterback boot.
quarterback
with
boot,
an
right.
option to throw
Right.
to throw that he did there just recently.
Right, and so again, the playbook's been pretty limited so far. So, but it's working. It's working. Like I said, we're right in this. It's going to be a good game. I have a feeling this one's going to go right down to the wire tonight, Brian. Yeah, you got two pretty evenly matched teams so far. I know the Turks definitely got a little bit of an advantage early on. Took advantage of some mistakes by the Kodiaks, but now the Kodiaks have regrouped, and we got a good ball game going on here.
Well, you just clean that up on defense and don't let those guys get past you. You're going to be all right.
Right.
You didn't expect them to have a shutout, but the Turks defense, you have got to stop those big plays like that.
Dive to the right.
You know, this is in a territory where I think you need to go for it. You know, unfortunately it's 4th and 8, but
yeah, this is really kind of in that no man's land, like you said, is that you really hate to go, you know, if you don't get it, then you're giving it back to them with pretty good field position. Too long for a field goal, obviously, but really you're almost too close in for a punt.
Now, Alex Perigo is in the game, and Phillips goes out.
Yep.
Perigo is to the right.
We got two wides to the left, one to the right.
Seam is
Single
going to be
setback.
open.
Oh, it bobbled it. Gets a hold of it. Carefully gets a hold of it. Oh, he really throws it up. And
come on, where's
no call there. Was kind of the pass. He kind of goes hit. The play just didn't start out well. It was a bobbled snap. Kind of threw his timing off a little bit. Let's take a look at it here. And our what we're using is instant replay. For you, it looks live at home, but for us, it's actually a delay. So we'll get to use this for the bobbled snap. He recovers, and it just was. It hung up there a long, long time.
That's a tough. That's a tough no call for.
Oh, we're gonna get a. Oh, there we go.
Hashtag Turks first.
So, Brian, so you're saying that did the officiating crew? You're making a comment
Absolutely
about
not.
the officiating
Absolutely
crew?
not.
Oh, whoa!
That's going to be against the Turks.
We'll see. With that, Turks definitely number 3 really crashed in across the line, made contact.
Well, last time
Alex
they called
Perigo.
that. Last time they called that a legal procedure, but because he's going in motion.
Yeah, they do that quite frequently.
And
The
he
Kodiaks
does that
do
on-
send that man in motion.
He jerks in motion like that to try to pull them off sides. That legal procedure. That's
There you go.
That's the way they called it last time, so that's consistency for you. I don't necessarily know if that is really the call on that.
Quarterback
But-
again. Oh, sorry.
That motion, you know, he jerks in motion as if he's starting the play.
Yep.
And
Man in motion, going to the right. Mendoza, the quarterback for the Kodiaks, comes up throwing. Oh, he was wide open and they dropped that ball. Not pretty good-looking ball from Mendoza, but again,
Zane
dropped.
Saylor on the defense on that.
Yeah, dropped by the intended receiver for the Kodiaks, number 42
Well,
is Teague Duncan.
The
Teague
Turks,
Duncan.
the Turks are lucky he dropped that.
He was open, and that would have gone for some pretty good yardage too, because he had some separation with the defensive back. All right, so that brings up second 15 for the Kodiaks. Ball placed on their own.
We're going to go back to the
their
air
own 25.
now. I still think they need to bring pressure.
Man in motion, handoff, left side, breaks an initial tackle, still on his feet.
Back to the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage.
just
maybe.
back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe loses a yard.
Yeah, probably I would say pretty much a no gain on that. So Brian, after kind of a rough start, both the teams kind of settling in at this point defensively. You know, that one quick strike by the Kodiaks.
We
but other
really needed that touchdown to start the game off. That settling for a field goal there, you know, it should be you know 9 to 7.
Well, as you look back at those opportunities, you know, we'll see if that does play big as this game progresses or not. That looked almost like a broken play. handoff and tackled for
Well,
a
that's
loss.
that wing T motion that they use that Archbishop Murphy used in the past. That's that same offense that they're running.
And they're going to punt, 4th down and deep in their own end. And so the Turks are going to get the ball back here.
He's in the pistol there, and
So he kind of kept it, and then he had to hand it off right at the last. But at that point, there was so much penetration. The play was a broken play.
well, they're timing this. They're timing the snap. If they went on, if all they have to do is go on a silent count and wait for the guy to get to the line to snap it, they're going to catch him off sides.
Right.
But we got a punt. Who's that back deep? That would be, looks like Perigo.
And nice punt by the Kodiaks. Fields it cleanly. I think that's Turner, actually.
Oh, Eric Turner didn't quite.
Eric Turner, and brought down by number 78. Brought down by number 78.
Can you say horse collar tackle?
Yes, Harrison Kraus on the tackle for the Kodiaks. So the Turks are going to get good field position. They'll actually be in the Kodiaks side of the field as they have 1st down and 10 from the Kodiaks 47.
So we have a guest comment here by Tanner Belcher from Grays Harbor Community College, last year's fullback
Belcher.
extraordinaire. Welcome to the broadcast, Tanner. We miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Philly, nice job. He says that was a good first quarter, but the DBs have to keep their eyes out if the backfield and play their man.
Yes.
No.
Again, I agree, Tanner. We had some little bit too much separation there, and the Turks gotten fortunate on a couple of plays where the ball was dropped by the Kodiak receivers.
The DBs have to keep their eyes out of the backfield and play their man, and that's what happened. The DBs didn't keep their eyes out of the backfield, and they got beat deep on that.
All right. Turks come up to the line, 2nd and 3 from the Kodiaks 40. Hayfully snaps, hands off on the right side, and close to a 1st down, but then dropped back.
Just about a yard short.
So I think we're looking at, third and 1.
Get up under center and hand that right off. Nope, they're going to. Well, 1 yard coming up. Hayfully. Oh, he's not going to make it.
Ouch.
But
It looked good. It started out well, but they closed very, very quickly.
They lost.
Actually lost.
Lost 2 yards. I'm
Wow.
going for it.
I think here you really need to try to get some of that momentum back, Brian, if nothing else. The Turks, definitely had it early on in the first quarter, and they're trying to find something to spark them to get it back.
Option right. I don't even know if that's in the playbook.
I think you got to go to Sargent. Sargent's been your most consistent producer here for the Turks. I think give him the ball, but it looks like passing formation. Help the keeper. No, he didn't make it. He didn't make it.
He's
No,
not going to be a yard short.
Nope. He's short. No, that is too bad there for the Turks. And so the Kodiaks get the ball now in a good field position at their own 39-yard line. Another comment from Mr. Belcher. Tanner, we wish you all the best in your collegiate career. We're glad you joined us, spent a little time here with us this evening on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Handoff.
Dropped in
immediately.
the backfield.
Yeah, nice. Just Sargent, quick reaction, and just he
one
was
of
there.
their linebackers is blitzing every single play. They are not letting them get into they're back there and disrupting the offense.
Right.
Now the way you beat that is with the screen pass.
Correct. But the Turks need to show that they can do something to keep them honest. They're going to keep applying that blitz and that pressure until they show something different.
There's no blitz on this. Oh, there he comes.
There he comes. And there you go. That's that separation. He's going to make it. Got one man to beat. Oh, it cuts back. And no, he's down. Ball's down.
He's going to be down by
Oh, he's at the 15. So again, oh, we got a little chippiness going on. Oh, we got a penalty. Number 15 for the Turks.
Oh,
that's Riley Rodolfo.
Let's not start this again.
Riley Rodolfo comes up and kind of does a chest bump on the Kodiak player, and the ref was just right there. I mean, that just wasn't smart, Brian. Just wasn't smart. So now you're going to take what was a big play.
Well, that's going to put.
You're
basically saying here, have a touchdown.
You're going to be first and goal is what's going to end up happening as the result of this. You know,
well,
just
that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct
just
at the end
a
of the play.
Silly foul. Just unnecessary.
And yeah,
so you give up a big play and then you compound that.
And then you lose one of your starters out there.
Right.
Because you take him out of the game.
Was he the D? He was. I would assume that Rodolfo was the DB on that particular.
Actually,
that was his man.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. Okay.
He wasn't. He wasn't even.
I didn't see whose man it was.
He wasn't even in the play to begin with.
I know that he definitely had good separation, was wide open, made the catch, and
he was the slot guy and came across the middle.
Right. On a crossing pattern there, and we've got timeout, Turks.
That's a good timeout there.
How quickly things turn. Brian, you want to recognize some of our great sponsors here on
Turk I would absolutely love to. If of course you guys can't see me, there's a reason I do stay behind the scenes.
We have faces made for radio.
Yes,
right?
We definitely have faces made for radio, Dan and I. But we have some of our great sponsors here on TurkPride.tv, one of them being Sky Valley Inc. Mm-hmm. They provided the entire TurkPride.tv crew with these great polo shirts.
And you're wearing yours
I'm wearing mine tonight. We need a custom screen printing at vinyl banners or lettering. Reach out to Carrie Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com. Of course, our Windmill Espresso.
Dave Moon's there a lot.
It's a wash between the money he pays and he pays them and then they pay for sponsorship. They actually make a profit out of the deal. They are our title sponsor for all our kickoffs and tip-offs here for Sultan.
That's right. Dave Moon and the lovely and talented Jen Moon. I see her there quite frequently as well, too.
Yes. And, of course, Cascade Conference Athletics, your one-stop source of all WI athletics scores and statistics.
All right, we're back to action here, Brian.
All right.
Ends up being 1st and 5.
He's going to throw the ball to the right on this.
There he goes. You called it. Oh, but poor pass.
That's a fumble, guys. Go get it.
Now the forward pass. They roll the forward.
I was hoping.
You were hoping. It's going to bring up second.
It's going to make it second and goal coming up.
From the 8.
Well, if the Turks can keep them to a field goal on this, that's a win.
That was just a poor pass by the Kodiak.
Well, they're gonna pass here. It's either going to be a sweep to the left or a pass.
Yeah, I think that receiver there on the left. Oh no, they're going to dive it in on the right side, makes a couple of yards, and then piled up by a host of Turks.
Going to get down to about the 4-yard line.
I think about 5 yard line, gain of about 4. We're going to call that. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from. Let's see what the spot comes out. Yeah, right about the 4-yard line. Third down. So 2 big plays coming up here. You know they're going to go for it on 4th, Brian. So 2 more chances. Turks got a hold here.
Well, they may actually kick it.
Well, that's true. Their kicker, it looks like they had a pretty good kicker.
They have a decent kicker, and he's going to make. He has a real good shot at making it.
I got the halfback, direct snap. Oh, excuse me. No, it is the quarterback. Little dump pass over the left side, and close, but not quite. Oh, man.
They're going to go for it from there.
Yeah. We're at the 1.
If it was in the 2 or the 3, they might kick it.
Yeah. 4th and goal from the 1.
It's more
inside the 1.
Inside the 1. It's more of a half a yard.
It's about
probably, Mike, 18 inches.
Yeah, you're probably a foot to a foot and a half, I would say here. I think this one you just got
quarterback sneak.
You just got to plow in here and push.
If he lines up in the pistol on this, you flat out each backer takes a running.
Just gotta. Yeah, this is where you got to man up.
He's in the pistol.
There we go.
He's in the pistol on this.
He's going to hand it up right up the middle here.
I think that halfback right behind him in that I formation, number 23, is going to get the ball. Would be my guess, Brian, in this.
Well, you know what? They're going to call a timeout because they went.
They want to talk about this. This is a big play. This is a big play for both teams right here.
Yeah.
Big play for the Turks to hold, and it would be a huge momentum shifter for the Kodiaks if they were to get and punch the ball in here. Oh, what are you laughing about?
Jen Moon is is watching the game, and she just commented. She says, "I think Dave has stock in the Windmill Espresso now."
I think he is. However, Jen, I do see your vehicle parked coming through the drive-through quite consistently as well, too.
Well,
so.
if Dave's in the drive-through, you know Jen's going to get something hot, and delicious.
There you go. It's a family gathering place for the Moon family.
Welcome to the broadcast, Jen. Glad to see you.
We'll see her for basketball.
We'll see her for basketball, and she's been doing the volleyball broadcast.
I love doing the basketball games with Jen. She's just have a really great time and enjoyed working with her quite frequently last season.
And speaking of games, there's a football game going on.
Yes, there is, and we got 4th and goal from the 1 or the half-yard line. Big play here, Brian. Oh, he's going to pass it.
He drops it in the end zone. He had it in his hands. Touchdown.
That was a surprising play. That was surprising that you would throw a pretty high-risk cross-field pass from the 1-yard line. You would think you'd just try to slam it in there.
Now, here's the other part of it. The Turks are now at the half-yard line with the ball.
And this was right where the Kodiaks were about a quarter ago. They started at the half-yard line. Same exact spot, different team, different situation. So let's see how the Turks respond. The Turks got 2 points, so let's hope that they don't give up a safety here like they got a safety when the Kodiaks were in this same spot.
Well, I don't think we're ready to gamble yet. Oh, it's going to be a timeout called.
I think that the coach realizes that, again, this is a really dangerous spot to be in, that this easily could turn into a safety.
That's his second timeout of the first half.
It is. I think coach understands that, we need to keep it conservative. We need to get out, get a little breathing room. We can't get too fancy. However, the offense they've been running so far is tailor-made for this situation.
Well, I love the pistol. Mm-hmm. The pistol is where he's 3 or 4 yards back from the center, and it's more of a shotgun, half a shotgun snap.
Right.
And then the running back is right behind him, and then there's other ones running around. In the shotgun, of course, would be with the receiver right next to you.
Correct.
Is
a little deeper,
a little bit deeper on that.
7 yards back.
You don't want to. You almost want to do a quarterback sneak on this and get yourself 2 or 3 yards.
You like to get out to at least like the 3 or 4 or 5 yard line to get yourself just a little bit of breathing room.
Maybe a direct,
just any little miscue here can cost you 2.
If you've practiced it, a direct snap to the running back that would cause them to hesitate just a bit.
All right, so the Turks, 1st and forever. 1st and 10 from their own deep. Nope.
Yep, they called it.
Oh, it is. So there you go. So that's what we talked about, Brian. Just, exact same situation, but opposite teams. That kind of strange, kind of weird. Same spot on the field, same outcome, different teams. So now we've got a score of 9-5. A football game with a 9-5 score. And I see the lovely and talented Jen Moon is chipping in there. Yeah, basketball is going to be awesome, Jen. I agree. And we're just getting through fall, and then we'll make it to winter. And lots of great sports action. Now, Brian, are you doing soccer? I've heard through the grapevine you are doing soccer.
I've done 2 games this year.
Okay.
My work schedule will only let me take 1 evening off a week to do TurkPride.tv.
Quit your job.
Yeah.
Do this.
Yeah.
Brian, I've heard that the most recent negotiations between you and executive producer Diamond Dave Moon were quite lucrative, that you may not need to you could possibly quit your day job now.
Well, I don't have a day job. That's probably why. For those of you that don't know, I work for a large aerospace company in the area.
Now, Brian, let's see if you can clarify this. I understand that the advertising rates on TurkPride.tv have gone up dramatically, and that's to fund your new contract extension. Is there truth to that?
My contract has been extended, but there has been no change in compensation.
Oh, okay. I heard it was pretty spendy to keep you around, Brian, but that could just be
0 times 0
a
is
dirty
0.
rumor.
0 times 0 is 0.
All right. And we want to mention that tonight is actually Whiteout for Hunger night here at Sultan High School. It is an annual event that we do to help replenish and restock the food banks in the area. And that's a free kick. And bobbles it, collects himself, and continuing to stumble forward and goes right at the 50-yard line. All right.
They're saying they fumbled it.
Yeah, the Turks keep signaling that way, but I'm not seeing any officials with a striped shirt signaling that way.
The refs are talking. They're determining if something happened. Let me see what we got. Let me see if we can get this on a...
Oh, it is. Wow. They are correct. So,
I believe they stripped that out of his hands.
Yeah, the receiver number 82 for the Kodiaks bobbled it initially, never really had it cleanly, started going forward, then kind of got tackled by multiple Turks, and it looks like potentially a strip or the ball just popped loose, and the Turks did indeed fall on top of it. So, Brian, that could be something that kind of kickstarts this team. The Turks are looking for something positive.
They need to go down and score with no time left on the clock.
I mean, it's been since the first drive of the game when they really had momentum, and then that momentum has really shifted over to the Kodiaks.
Sargent left.
There you go.
He's earning his stripes tonight.
But with that being said, I mean, this is anybody's game. We got a 9-5 game. I mean, this is just
it's a great football game.
Very competitive.
This is a great football game.
Two very evenly matched teams. Both teams have made mistakes. Both teams have done some things well. There's been a good ebb and flow to this game. Turk started out very hot.
As a football fan, I love it. As a Turk fan, no.
Right.
We need to be up, 60-0 is where I want
Up
them.
big. Hayfully hands off on the
the
right
fact
side.
that he even got that to the line of scrimmage is
yeah, loss of about a half a yard there by Sargent. And again, Brian, I kind of come back to we need to mix it up a little bit. We need to mix it up a little bit. They are getting very predictable. The Turks are getting very predictable, and they're going to start stacking the box and forcing them to try something different. Under 4 minutes remaining before half. Turks trailing.
This is going to be
9-5.
another pass. He's going to pass it here.
Yep, the passing formation. Fake to the running back. Hayfully on the run.
Nice job.
There you go. That's what we need. Need something just to kind of keep them honest, and that's even though that was only a 5-yard play, it kind of adds a little diversity. It adds a wrinkle.
Do you find it at least a little impressive that I'm calling the plays before they happen?
I'm very impressed. You're going to be holding up like the playbook, like the great Karnak to you.
If I was really good at it, I wouldn't be doing this. I would be on the NFL on Sundays if I could tell the play before they happen.
There's Sargent again to the right. And stacked up. No gain on the play. Speaking of that, though, Ryan, I was reading an article. Now, I have not had an opportunity to watch the new analyst on CBS. Tony Romo has taken the place of Phil Simms, and I know that they're making some things that he is actually very astute as far as doing what you just talked about. I mean, literally calling the exact play, and it turns out to be the exact play that they run. They've just said that they've been very impressed with how quickly he's assimilated to the booth.
My experience is I play Madden on the Xbox, and I have to read the opponent's plays before they, and adjust to them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. No, I did play football in high school, guys. I do know a little bit about what's going on.
Wide receivers trips left. Hayfully back. Good protection. Throws across. Oh, and high. Double covered, but pass was just a little too high.
No, it's third down. I say you sweep to the left, and then if you get close enough, go for it again.
Substitutions coming in for the Turks.
Well, I like the way that they're substituting. They're substituting a lot, and they're getting these younger players a lot of experience. because that's the way you build a program for the next year and the next year.
Well, the Turks are very young. I mean, they lost a lot of senior leadership this past year.
Here's a blitz.
Yep.
And I think that's against them. I think that's going to go encroachment on the defense on that.
We're having a little talk. Looks like they're in agreement.
Nope.
Oh, they called procedure. Legal procedure on the Turks. So somebody did move. That's why that linebacker crashed through the line of
I
scrimmage.
don't see it. I don't see it. I saw him just watch the play, and I just don't see it. I didn't see it. Hashtag Turks first. Not that, I mean, I'm not on the field, so that's why I'm up in the booth and not down there doing that.
That's right.
Now we have to throw the ball.
Yep. Now you're looking at 3rd and 15 for the Turks. Oh, and that's going to be an
They're
encroachment.
going to give that back to us.
Yep. That one we're going to trade 5-yard penalty.
And you can tell by his body language that
he knew it.
He was across this time.
Now, Jen just said something I agree with, that she and I need to work on our contracts. You know, we're tired of working for peanuts so that you can get the big money, Brian.
Tell you what, you can have 100 times what I have. 0 times 100 times is 0.
Still 0.
It's still 0.
It is. Anything times 0 is 0.
That's my Seattle School District education at
There
its
you go.
best. All right. Still going to have to throw the ball. Parago should be open in the flat over here.
3rd
on the
and
left.
10 for the Turks. Oh, we got offsides. Receiver moved on this side.
Yeah, that's on Parago.
Yeah, he knows it too. Took off just a split second too early.
And we're taking 2-3 minutes to get a play off.
5 forward, 5 back, 4 forward, 5 back.
That's all right. Let's do it again.
Brian, I don't know if you noticed our new track surface here at Sultan High School.
I did.
It looks fantastic. Excited
Yeah.
for, and I know we don't broadcast track. Maybe we could start broadcasting.
We could figure out a way to do
Track
it.
and field. We'll strap a camera onto the kids and they can run
The
around
track looks
of-
nice, but I wanted it to be a Turk baby blue, but that was another $10,000.
Yeah, that unfortunately I'm not sure, but that was blitz! Ouch!
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
No, that one hurt there. That's a loss of about 8. Yeah, loss of 7 or 8. So we're looking at 4th and a lot. I think we're going to. I would punt here, Brian. I would punt.
I think punting is the best.
I think punting is the best thing. The offense just needs a chance to reset itself, and I don't think going for it here on 4th and about 20 is a good call.
You think?
I think that'd be a good call. Just over 2 minutes remaining here before half. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Turks trailing 5-9. Scored a field goal and then a safety, and then the Kodiaks came back, scored a touchdown and a safety of their own. Back to punt for the Turks.
Decent
Kick,
punt.
kick gets away, and it's going to take a nice little roll, and then it kind of dies. And they're going to down it at the 18.
Takes a grizzly bounce to the 20 and the 19-yard line.
There you go.
Hey.
All right. So we're going to change sides. And a little last-minute conversation there on the Kodiak sideline before they head back. And a little under 2 minutes again remaining before halftime. We'll see what the Kodiaks got up their sleeve as they try to get on the board once more before we take our halfway break. Quarterback in the pistol formation, drops back, pressure, escapes, goes to the left, is still on his feet, getting some good yardage, picks up a first down and scampers out of bounds on a gain of about 20 yards. Wow. That could have been a very good outcome for the Turks. Had him, 2 Turk players had opportunities to bring him down, but the quarterback escapes, scampers off to the left, and turns what could have been a large loss into a big gain for the Kodiaks. Stops the clock with 1:43 remaining in the first half. So Mendoza brings his Kodiaks up to the line. Drops back to pass, little short, little dump pass, and had to hurry that a little bit faster than he wanted to, and his receiver, intended receiver, number 88, just wasn't quite ready. The intended receiver, 88, Jose Valdez, could not bring it in. Minute 39 on the clock. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Kodiaks. Ball sits at their own 39-yard line. Man in motion. Valdez, number 88. Back to pass. Ball is caught and player brought down at the Turks 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Stops the clock as they move the chains, but it will be a 1st and 10 for the Kodiaks at the Turks 41-yard line. Hurry up offense for Cascade. Man in motion again, number 88, Hands, going off the left side, off tackle, breaks the tackle and dives forward for a gain of about 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 2. Oh, my correction, bad spot there. The game of about 6 actually on that play. So 2nd and 4, and we got timeout, Cascade. I want to take this opportunity to recognize again some of our fine sponsors here on TurkPride.tv. Cascade Athletics, that we talked about. Your one-stop source for WIA athletics, scores and statistics. Be sure to stop by their website, browse the game picture catalog. It's updated daily with all games happenings across the state. Sultan Chiropractic. Dr. Koppel has been serving the Valley for many years. Sponsoring TurkPride.tv is just one of the many community programs he has gotten behind. Everybody should be pain-free. Dr. Koppel is accepting new patients. Les Schwab Tire Center of Monroe. If you're in the market for new tires, winter is just around the corner. Visit the friends at Les Schwab in Monroe. Back to action. Snap. Wait. Drops. Pass. Oh! Oh, number 5, Eric Turner. Turner had it, and he's like, oh my goodness gracious. That was right there, and I just couldn't hang on. 3rd, it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Kodiaks. Well, Brian, you're back. Mr. Turner almost had an interception.
That's too bad.
He was just, he was kicking
that
himself
senior
in the
needed
head.
that. He needed that. The Turks needed that.
He knew he should have got that one. All right, 3rd and
throw
4.
again here.
Yep. Roll out to the left.
Oh,
Stop.
where is the block in the back
Oh, stops, throws across his body, but no good. So 4th down, they're going to go for it here, I would think, Brian, with a minute, just a little over a minute remaining
with
in the half.
all the hashtag Turks first. Eric, man, I feel for you, buddy.
All right. I would anticipate the Kodiaks are going to go for it here on 4th and 4. Ball on their own, on the Turks' 35-yard line.
Jen writes, darn it, these penalties are killing us. You're right, Jen, those penalties are killing us. And the penalties we're not getting are killing us. I'm not a Turk apologist or anything.
Not at all.
No, I'm not a homer. Not a homer anyway.
Not at all. Oh. And, he escapes. Oh, but not that time.
Oh, my. Now, that's a hit. That's number 74.
Josh Ford.
Josh Ford.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Boy, quarterback got away from the first 2, but the 3rd one he didn't get away from. And it is for naught.
That was on 4th down, too. So the clock stops, and the Turks get the ball.
Get the ball with 54 seconds on the clock. So we'll see if the Turks can do something here to get themselves just a little bit closer.
Well, they're gonna need to. Now if you look, Sargent is lined up on the far left.
Empty backfield, 4 wides. Turner goes in motion, handoff to Turner.
Throw it, just throw it out of bounds.
Oh man, he's pushed way back, and the clock continues to run. 42 seconds.
I don't think we have another timeout, do we?
We burned 2, I know, so far here in the first half.
I think about now, you just kind of let it You let it go to the half.
Yeah, that one was, that really took the
You can
kind of the wind out of your
you
sails.
can try to get something deep here just once, but you don't be silly with the ball. And, you know, with 22 seconds left to go, you only have one timeout. So this is the play.
Yeah,
you,
this is
you
pretty
either
much-
get it here or you take a knee and go in.
Right. You gotta
Don't be silly.
let it all hang out right here. Give it one more shot.
They're going to blitz, so there might be an opening.
Trips left.
Nope.
They're just gonna go into halftime, and that will do it. So in an interesting first half, very competitive, but a kind of an odd first half.
Well,
Turks,
from a Turks perspective, blah.
so the Turks score a field goal and then a safety, so it's 5-0. Then they give up a touchdown and a safety. So we've had two safety. We had a safety for each side.
Can we safely say it's been a defensive day?
So far, like I said, the teams have definitely, it was a little rough there in the Kodiaks looked really rough to start things off. Turks had everything going their way, but they didn't capitalize. Right? That's the thing, is they got only a field goal, and then they did get two, but then nothing after that. They've had nothing since.
We really needed that first. We really needed that first touchdown to start.
Need to get it going again.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? We're gonna pay some bills.
Pay some bills. I did some sponsorship recognitions while you were gone. So we're trying to, I'm trying to earn.
And the Windmill Espresso kickoff coming up, where we're going to be kicking to the Grizzlies.
Yes, we will.
No, the Kodiaks.
The Kodiaks. Yes, you've been saying the Grizzlies.
I know, I can't help it.
Right there, sir.
I can't help it.
All right.
And you know what? I'm going to stay here and we're going to watch the band.
The Turk band.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Well, we'll be back on the air here with I don't know, maybe about 3 minutes to go, and we'll be back.
Okay.
Right.
But I'm going to stay here and watch the band.
Well, you stay here and watch the band. I'm going to stretch my legs, and I'll be right back.
and gentlemen, your fall Turk marching band. Have fun tomorrow in Leavenworth.
Hello, hello. All right, Brian, we're back. We'll take this opportunity to first of all check the comments. Nope, nothing new yet on our live chat stream here on YouTube and turkpride.tv. So 9-5. The scoring so far has been a field goal, 2 safeties, and a touchdown. So it's been a kind of a potpourri of scoring, a little bit of everything. Every possible way to score pretty much has happened in this game for one team or the other. But teams have been able to move the ball, but then just not able to capitalize, turnovers, mistakes.
One of the good things that the Turks did in the first half, they didn't have any turnovers.
Yes.
They may have run the ball on 4th down and not made the first down, which is considered a turnover on downs.
Right, but I know what you're saying. They didn't fumble the ball or give the ball
away. They haven't fumbled
away.
or thrown interceptions. They played a really, at least they haven't been making those mistakes. They're still missing some of their blocks. They're still getting overpowered on the line a little bit occasionally, and you just need those guys to hold those blocks for a split second longer.
Especially if they're going to run the ball as much as they did in the first half. If they're going to continue that, I think that, if I'm the Kodiaks at halftime and I'm their coach, the Turks really have shown, hey, we're going to run the ball. And so it'll be interesting to see, because I would imagine they'll make some adjustments, and so the Turks are going to have to see if they can make some adjustments.
Well, and unfortunately, the play action is not, we're not there yet where, we fake the run and throw it. We're not there where they're going to believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to keep them honest, and you need to show that you can complete that pass and make that play for them to play honest. But like I said, so far, Kodiaks have been kind of stacking the box and have done a pretty good job against the Turks run. That first drive, Trey Sargent was, chewing up big chunks of yards, and then they started to kind of catch on to that fairly quickly and make those adjustments. So it'll be interesting to see as we move our way into the second half on how things materialize. So. Brian, why don't you bring up the Cascade Conference schedule again? Let's take a look at those games we've got going on. Again, unfortunately, it'd be nice if they had some live score updates. Would be kind of cool too. But again, obviously, the full tilt here is the game that you're enjoying, which is Sultan and Cascade. Cedar Park Christian of Bothell, who the Turks beat last Saturday night, is playing Granite Falls at Granite Falls High School. Cedar Crest, the Red Wolves are playing the Kings Knights, and that is at Kings High School in Shoreline. And South Whitby is playing Ocosta at Ocosta High School, and Ocosta is out at Ocean Shores. They're out on the beach. And at 7 o'clock, the game I'm sure a lot of people are tuned into, Archbishop Murphy Wildcats and the Bellevue Wolverines.
And my alma mater, Bothell High School, they are playing on ESPN tonight. Tonight. One of the ESPN channels.
One of the ESPN.
One of the elite schools from Colorado is here playing them tonight, and it's a big deal.
Speaking of elite, did you hear? Did you know that our broadcast was selected for elite status again in the NFHS network?
They do that despite you and I.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how they can earn that distinction with you and I still here. Isn't that? It's just in spite, not because of us, but in spite of us. They still made that distinction again this year. So now we're very proud to be a part of, in just a small way, of continuing this program. And again, it's very driven. We want to recognize Dave Moon, the tech director, and the countless hours that he puts in, along with members, student-driven tech club that work behind the scenes, do our camera work, and just do a lot of the setup and tear down, so that we can just come in, kind of talk and enjoy ourselves, and walk out at the end of the night. So kudos to them. It's a great program. It grows. And the HD feed tonight, we hope that everybody, if you look at it on YouTube, you might go, wow, something looks different. Yeah, something is different. We're gone to an HD feed, and the clarity is just fantastic. We're looking at it here just the same way you would be on your home monitor, and it looks fantastic. So kudos to Dave and the Tech Club for all the work that they've put in. All right, so Brian, what do you look for from the Turks here in the second half? What sort of adjustments do you make to try to kind of get them on track? Because they after that first drive, they've kind of struggled a little bit.
They gotta mix the ball. They gotta mix up the type of plays that they're running. Definitely, they have. But the execution has to come. The execution has to come up front. You gotta give the running backs a chance to make that first cut. And we don't need them to go 15 yards every play.
No.
We need them to go 4 and 5.
Correct.
Okay, we need it. We can't afford to have a negative play or a play that doesn't gain us at least 3 or 4 yards.
Right. Yeah, the Turks really haven't shown themselves, and from what I've seen, and again, this is my first opportunity this year, just due to some scheduling issues, wasn't able to be here for the prior home opener. The Turks just don't strike me as having a really explosive offense. They're going to just grind it out. They're going to get yards, 5 yards in a cloud of dust, type of mentality, and that's fine. That works, man. Like you said, if you're chewing up 4 or 5 yards a play, you're going to be successful. It's just a matter of, can you keep the other team honest? Can you keep them from stacking the box and really forcing you to do something else? So in the distance, I do see the Kodiaks making their way back here onto the field at Sultan High School. We do appreciate you spending time with us here this evening on a lovely Friday evening here, middle of September. Fall is in the air, and Friday night lights here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Brian, you want to recognize some of our fine sponsors here on TurkPride.tv?
I want to recognize one of our new sponsors.
Our new sponsors?
Our new sponsors.
Who's our new sponsor?
Mountain View Diner and Gold Bar.
Man, they got great food. They got the best. That Montreal burger is fantastic.
I love the stuff your belly omelet. And you know how many eggs are in the stuff your belly omelet?
I do not know.
Yeah. 8.
Oh, wow. Your cholesterol spikes.
Now, I only do it when the wife's out of town with the marching band.
Right, because you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, but she won't let me buy it when it's the two of us together there.
Out of town with the marching band's leaving tomorrow to go to Leavenworth.
And guess where I'm going to go for lunch tomorrow?
That's right. You'll see Coach Brian. If you'd like to meet Coach Brian, he's doing an in-person meet and greet at the Mountain View Diner. Approximately what time, Brian?
Oh, probably about 7 to 8 a.m.
Oh, you're going for breakfast. You said lunch.
Well, we have the run of the salmon, the return of the salmon 5K tomorrow.
Oh, are you going to run in that?
No. But I'm going to be there to cheer on my youngest boy, who's a cross-country runner. At least he thinks he is.
Hey, we have a comment coming in on the live chat on TurkPride.tv on YouTube from Cindy Bowie, who is one of our directors here for Sultan School District. Cindy, thank you for chiming in, saying, hi, guys. Love being able to watch at home on my big screen. Doing a great job. Well, thank you. We appreciate the kind words. We hope you enjoy watching it just as much as we enjoy bringing it to you here, again, on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics.
And I agree with you, Cindy. It's much better when it's Dan and I than just I.
Or just me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, it's great. It's great to be back and just enjoy spending time with you, Brian.
Back together.
Let's get the team back together.
Yes, we gotta.
All right, we're down to 45 seconds, and we should see the Turks. I haven't seen them yet, Brian, but boy, they're really hanging in the locker room to the very last moment. They should be coming out any second here because those officials are going to say, yeah, time to get out here and let's get this game going. Yeah. Time-wise, we're looking at about 8:20, so about an hour and 20 minutes for the first half. It was a fairly fast-paced first half. A lot of running, running the ball, kept the clock moving, and so forth. Not a lot of penalties. It was pretty clean first half, and so we'll hopefully.
Well, if you'd have been here, on the first game.
I heard some things.
You would have known. You would have known that some of those flags on the ground were something that we really wanted to avoid. Being a Turk fan.
Is that right?
Yep. And remember who you are, guys. Remember who you represent.
All right. In the distance, I see those white helmets and uniforms making their way back.
They didn't
towards
even
the
go to the
field.
locker room. They went to the weight room today.
Yep. And again, we see things here. We're really excited to be back in the fall season here at Sultan High School. So, Brian, you said we've got soccer here on TurkPride.tv. We've got volleyball. Girls volleyball is going on. The lovely, talented Jen Moon leading the broadcast there for girls volleyball. You've been doing some of the soccer, and again, obviously, football here on Friday night.
The volleyball is fantastic to watch. It's the commentators, Jen and Dale Sorgen, are just they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's better than some of the college ones I watch on Pac-12 Network. For
Well,
the volleyball.
they're making up for how bad we are. See, they're helping to elevate. They're helping to elevate the channel.
So we had a couple of guest commentators on Thursday night for the girls' game.
Okay.
And these young men, they did the whole game in bad British accents.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if they think they were bad British accents.
So we need to apologize to our
But
faithful
I
39
thought
viewers,
it was.
right?
I was at work and I was at lunch, and so I picked it up on my phone, my YouTube on my phone. Yes, you can do that. You can do that on your phone now too. You can watch TurkPride.tv on YouTube on your phone.
There you go.
And
speaking of the Turks, they have returned back to the field. We've reset the clock to 1 minute and 22 seconds here, so they're going to reconvene at midfield, and we'll get going shortly. But you were saying, as far as watching on your phone on YouTube.
yeah, those guys, that was just like I said, bad British accents. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. It was so much fun to listen to those guys. And I missed being here.
And we missed having you. And
I
sure
would do them all. I would do them all if you guys would let me, and if my job would let me.
Now, how's your Twitter followers going? We haven't talked lately.
You know, I am at 150 Twitter followers.
Wow.
So, mostly marketing people that want me to be a mobile marketer for them.
I see.
But that
Sell
being
aluminum
said,
siding or something like that, right?
my latest
get-rich-quick scheme, some
Yeah.
pyramid marketing scheme.
Yeah,
of some sort.
but my latest Twitter interaction was with Johnny Hecker of the Los Angeles Rams.
Wow.
He was posting a picture of himself as a little junior football little Bothell Cougar, and not a lot of people knew that he started off as a tight end. And as a junior, he was the punter and backup quarterback to my nephew at Bothell High School. And now
cool.
he's a punter in the NFL, and my nephew is a associate head coach at University of Texas Rio Grande for baseball now.
Oh.
So that's all part of the Atkinson Hitting Academy run thing. And Johnny Hecker's he's a good follow on Twitter. Even though he plays for the Rams, he's not as good as John Ryan used to be as a follow on Twitter. But
all right. Well, Brian, we're back, and back to action here. The teams are making their way back onto the field. Turks are going to give one last little huddle up, and the Kodiaks have already made their way out on the field.
I got a quiz for you, Dan.
Okay.
I got a quiz for you.
All right.
What do I say about the third quarter when we get here at a football game? The game is usually decided
For the first drive.
in the third quarter by the first drive.
There you go.
If the Kodiaks take the ball down and score,
Again, Brian, this game has. I personally think it's just it's going to continue to kind of be this back and forth tussle. I don't think either of these two teams is going to pull away in this game. I think it's going to be close right down to the end. Now, hopefully, it'll be close with the Turks being on the top end of that ledger, but that obviously remains to be seen. So, all right, Turks are going to be kicking off.
a windmill espresso kickoff coming right up.
And the Kodiaks will be receiving here to start the third quarter. And kind of a squibby kick, and it goes out of bounds. So that's not the way we want to start things right there. And that'll
That's a 6'5" lineman doing the kickoffs, guys.
Yeah,
don't get too upset with yourself there, young man.
Yeah, you don't.
You're being expected to do something that normally a guy your size and with
And you typically don't see players with numerals in the 70s being a kicker. That's pretty rare.
Well, the Turks need to get with the boys soccer team and get somebody to be their kicker. They need to do that.
That's right. All right. And the Turks cheer squads here.
Let me see. We're going to come out. We're going to come out in the pistol with a receiver on each end, 3 in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a run to the right.
Jose
no,
Menendez
he's going to go right up to the pass.
Complete. Makes
That's
a cut.
A nice move.
Yeah, nice move. Avoids some and turns that into about 10 additional yards there, Brian. Nice change of direction.
Unfortunately,
and
I think
plows
you're
it
going to see
forward.
a heavy dose of passes by the Kodiak.
Yeah, it's interesting. These two teams just really can't be much more different as far as their offensive approach. The Kodiaks definitely showing their tendency and desire to throw first, run second, and the Turks obviously the opposite, run first and pass is kind of a little bit of an afterthought in the first half for the Turks. Short little dump pass over on the right. And when he breaks through, oh my goodness. I thought he had him, Brian. I thought he had him down and he just let him get away. I'm not sure whether the Turk player thought maybe he had stepped out of bounds, but to me it almost looked like he just kind of stopped. Let's look at this replay here on YouTube. You're seeing it live, or you're seeing it in a slight tape delay. Right there, Brian, and it's just, I think he thought he pushed him out of bounds. I do. It just seems like they just kind of stopped at that point, and boy, just that quick, and the Kodiaks are on the board. Oh, bobbled snap, and he's just going to fall on it, and that is no good. So 15 to 5. That's a pretty odd score, 15 to 5. So Brian, now before we started, you're you know what happens when you throw things out there like that? Then things happen.
You're going to try to put this on me.
I'm not. Yeah.
I just, you know.
Okay, okay, Magi Magic. You guys got your play. I really think he stepped out.
You know, like I said, I think that the player thought he stepped out because I saw him it appeared to me, and again, it was on the opposite side of the field. We had a really bad vantage point.
As I watched the play, the guy going for the tackle, another guy was blocked out of bounds.
Right.
And he ran into him as the guy was going by it.
Right.
It's just one of those plays you just got to tip your cap and go, okay, now we're down by 10, so now we got to get 2 scores to win.
Yep.
And
this is still, like I said, still anybody's ball game. You're a touchdown, field goal, and you're right back tied in this game. So, but again, the Turks need to get something going.
Well,
it's been since the first quarter since they have scored.
Can't afford to give up those
quick hitters. The two that they've got have been quick hitter plays that they've gone big yards, short period of time, and those hurt. They really hurt. Oh, that's an onside kick right there. I don't think the Turks were ready for that. Did it go to 10?
They touched it before.
It looked like it was about at the 9.
But they're going to give it to them.
At about 9.5 yards is where it looked like. Again, they kicked from the 40. We're looking at it here on YouTube. To me, it looked like now we got a post, unfortunately, that's like right in the way of the camera in this particular shot, but boy.
Nope, it went to prerequisite 10 yards.
It looked like he was past the 10 yards and then he came back and grabbed it. But boy, that was close. But unfortunately, there is no replay. Yeah.
There is no replay.
I think it was
can't go to the booth.
I think it was about
can't go to New York.
Yeah, I think it was about 9.5 yards. It was just short of 10 yards. But be it as it is, and there's another pass completed. Oh, and we got a late flag flying in from the back judge here.
That's going to be against the Turks. And that's going to be a late hit.
So Mendoza, number 11, is really getting it cranking now for the Kodiaks. He's really starting to find his rhythm, find his receivers, and spreading the ball around the field. And the Turks are just having a hard time adjusting to this, Brian.
Oh, they'll take the late hit.
Oh, we got Diamond Dave Moon on the live chat now. Flag came in very late, clear from the backside. But be that as it may, the ball is now on the 15-yard line. Kodiaks are in the red zone, and the Turks got their backs against the wall here. Definitely not wanting to give up 2 scores quickly in the third period, and a sack.
That's what we need to be doing.
There we go. Need to build on that. Sack by number 22, Trey Sargent, coming in from the left end.
And you just need to line him up and let him go into right now it's at the point where if they score here, it's going to be a hard comeback as it is, us being down by 2 scores like it is.
And is that because they scored on the first drive of the third quarter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Brian. Couldn't let that one pass.
You just can't let it go.
I just couldn't let it go.
Just can't
It was a
let it
layup, man. It was just like a layup.
I hand them to you all the time,
It was just like a
and
layup.
that's okay.
Man in motion, blitzing through. Oh, nice play.
And that, I believe, was Alex Perigo.
Yeah, Alex Perigo.
Now, where's
Blitzing from the safety position, coming up and getting a sack. So, you know.
So what do you put in your playbook on 3rd and 25, 3rd and 27, or 3rd and 23?
I think right here the Kodiaks are just
You-
looking to get closer, maybe get in the field goal range.
You blitz again.
Oh yeah, they got to do something. They've got to take some risks to try to disrupt Mendoza's rhythm, because again, he's kind of been able to sit back there, pick his spots, and hit his receivers in rhythm, and that's really has hurt the Turks. Throw over to the right, and hauls him down. So we're going to look at a field goal attempt here, I think, Brian. We're too far to go for it, too close to punt.
Absolutely.
I think we'll.
You go ahead and you try to kick the field goal from here.
Yeah.
And the Turks need to block it and run it back for a touchdown.
And then do an onside kick.
Yeah,
get the ball, and score again.
yeah.
And it's
No
all- and it's all
problem.
over.
No problem.
It's that easy. That's tips of the game by Coach Brian right there.
Yeah, that's me. And hey, I really used to be a football coach, guys. It wasn't very much.
Nope, they're going for it, Brian. They're going for it. They're not going to kick it. It's just too far. Oh.
Now we're going to give them 5 more.
Yep. So we're getting a little bit closer now. They're at 4th and 10.
You still need to blitz here. They're going to throw it to the right flat. So the defense, they need to send a defender to the right flat, offensive right flat. They need to send a guy low and a guy high.
All right, we got twins left for the
But
Kodiaks.
they're going to throw it to the left now.
That's where the wide
It's
side of
gonna
the field
go
is,
into
to
the flat.
left.
Yep, there he goes.
He's
gonna
rolling back. Oh, he's scrambling. Off balance. Oh, what a catch. Oh, my gosh.
They're going to get a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. What a catch, though, by that young man. Reached up one-handed, and brought it down. I didn't think he was going to make that
got a flag
catch.
on the play.
Oh, we got a flag. All right.
Let's see what we got going here. It might be offensive pass interference.
So the Turks may have dodged one here.
It's going to be a block in the back. The reason he was able to run was because of the block in the back. Yep.
Oh, there we go. That's a break that the Turks needed right there, because that could have been a backbreaker right there, Brian.
Clipping, block in the back. Okay, so I had my semantics wrong.
See, that's a big play for the Turks to turn what would have been a touchdown into now a 4th and
Well,
25.
and it should have been the Turks. Should have been the Turks' ball. You know, he escaped the sack in true Russell Wilson fashion on that.
Yeah, he escaped the sack, and then, like I said, just a circus catch by that young man for the Kodiaks, and went to the end zone. But fortunately for the Turks, it came back. Mendoza's back to stepping up. He's going to run, but nowhere close.
So they didn't blitz. They did kind of a semi-blitz, but they contained the quarterback and didn't let him get out.
So after all that excitement, no points.
Yay!
No points. And we've got 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. Still this funky kind of baseball-like 15-5 score going on there.
Funky Turk time. It's funky Turk time.
It's gotta be, man. Like I said, Turks have been a little bit of a dry spell since the first quarter when they scored those 5 points. And since then, it's been a little bit of stop and start. All right, the Turks come up in formation.
Isaiah Phillips wasn't on the field.
Split back. Hand off to Sargent, left-hand side, breaks a couple tackles, dragging a few guys down. He's stumbling, bumbling, fumbling, and he makes about 4 yards.
Sargent in a cloud of dust.
That's right.
And a cloud of dust to the left side.
Student body left, student body right.
He's earning his stripes today.
Yeah, Brian, what do you think about the helmet decals this year with the S on the one side and the kind of the old school numeral on the other side?
I love it. I want some more of it.
It's kind of a Alabama kind of look.
It's the way we used to wear helmets when I played.
And Sargent breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, still on his feet. In a race
Keep
down
going!
the left sideline.
Keep going! Oh! Down at the 29-yard line.
Pushed him out of bounds. That's the biggest offensive play so far of the game for the Turks.
I love it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Nice run by Mr. Sargent.
Go Turks.
He got through the initial pile there, Brian, got into some open field and had the speed and the quickness to get a nice, turn that into a big gain for the Turks until he was forced out of bounds.
Need 2 touchdowns to win.
All right, Hayfully back. Hand off to Sargent again. Boy, you think they'd give him a little breather after that long run, but boy, they just keep running.
Yeah,
Sargent on the carry.
you need to give the ball to somebody else.
Yeah, after a long run like that, especially, you need to give him a little bit of a rest and maybe sub in for him. Give him a.
I used to play when I played JV on Mondays. He used to hand me the ball quite a bit. And after 4 or 5 carries in a row, I was just like, "Don't give me the ball anymore."
Did they have leather helmets back when you played football?
We didn't wear helmets.
You didn't wear helmets. No
We
face
didn't-
masks.
Yeah, we didn't
Nothing.
wear helmets.
Nothing.
They
And
give it
off
to-
up the middle.
yeah, it's to Phillips on that. Isaiah Phillips.
Yep, Phillips with the carry, short gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Now, right
Fake.
about now, a fake to Sargent and a boot around the other end.
Yeah, they seem to like to run too. They ran to the left quite a bit. Wide field in this particular circumstance is to the right.
But it looks like we're going to throw it. Looks like we're going to
Big-
throw it this time.
Big play right here, Brian. This is 3rd and 5. And again, you're obviously outside of field goal range here. Sargent and misses the tackle, bounces back, but then loss of about 1. So now you're at 4th and about 6. I think you got to go here, though. You got to go. Got to go.
There's no reason not to.
You're in that no man's land of, again, too far to kick, too short to punt,
Now, if we were playing Madden, I'd kick the field goal.
and you're behind on the scoreboard by 10 with 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. I think you need to throw it to the right. You've got some room to move out there and
We'll
see if you
what-
can get your man open and some space. And
they're going to blitz here.
Hayfully back, a little bit of time, throws over the middle. Oh, way overthrown. Way overthrown. No chance there. So the turn after what was a promising drive there, and a great effort by Trey Sargent to get them down in deep into the Kodiaks territory. They come up short.
Jen Moon agrees with me. We should have faked it to Sargent and ran the end around.
Yeah, that they're kind of starting to read that, hey, Mr. Sargent might be getting the ball.
It's all right. That's okay. Let's get it over. Let's intercept the pass and run it back for a touchdown. Hashtag Turks first, everybody.
That's Coach Brian Atkinson. The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm a myth, all right. I myth this.
He's a legend
that.
in his own mind, right?
I myth that. I myth that. Especially when I'm playing basketball. I myth that. Myth that.
Are you talking about?
How many IT guys does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know.
0. It's a hardware problem. that was brought to you for Dave.
Was that a dig at Diamond Dave Moon, our executive producer extraordinaire?
It was. In
fact, I haven't heard Dave Moon on the broadcast at all tonight. Dave, are you out there? Or are you at the concession stand getting a free hot dog, or what are you doing? Man in motion. Oh,
that's going to be them.
Yeah,
that's going to be on them. That's going to be a legal procedure on them.
Illegal procedure on the Kodiak. We'll go back 5 and we'll start.
Now, when you go in motion, you're not allowed to come forward.
That's correct.
And he keeps coming forward, and that's where they've been catching him on that.
Well, speaking of Diamond Dave Moon, look who steps into the booth. Dave, what do you? Oh, he's got to go replace the battery in a camera or something. He's been keeping busy tonight.
Yeah. We use batteries on our cameras because all the cords are bad. So hey, if you guys really like TurkPride.tv, we certainly could use a donation to buy some more cameras.
TurkPride.tv, we do more with less, right?
Absolutely.
You betcha.
Absolutely. It's all good.
You betcha. Now, Brian, the word on the street is, though, if you were to, not have this huge contract, that we'd have some money that we could actually buy some new equipment.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you respond to that?
That I'm already in negotiations with other high schools.
Are you leaving us? No. He's like, no. You're a lifer. You're a lifer.
I have been contacted by some alumni at some other schools to come do their games.
Oh.
People that I know, they want me to.
And around, breaks a tackle, still on his feet.
Strip the ball.
That's number 88, Valdez.
That's the right direction.
So Valdez definitely is a big part of their offense. We've called his number quite a bit.
Well, Valdez.
Now
he's a senior this year, right?
He's a 5'9", 175-pound junior. Actually, he is a junior.
I remember him from last year.
And,
he did real well.
Jose Mendoza, their quarterback, is a 5'9", 165-pound senior.
Yeah,
Diamond Dave Moon, producer extraordinaire, joining us here on the broadcast. David, what have you been up to tonight? We haven't even heard you or seen you.
It's been pretty nice, man. I got a full crew out there. I'm just kicking back, watching the numbers roll in.
Mendoza back to pass, over on the right flat, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He's got some open field, one man to beat, still going, and down at the 4-yard line. So Dave, tell us a little bit. Obviously, this is a student-driven production here. Tell us about your crew. What are we doing new this year? How's the crew coming together?
This is an exciting year, guys. If you notice, our stream's in HD this year.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Isn't this great?
It's
we
awesome.
had to rearrange some things and move some things around and invest what little money we had into a new laptop.
There you go.
And that's what's given us the HD.
Yeah, looks fantastic. Really does.
It's got some good specs on that new laptop.
It does, doesn't it?
That's
a beautiful laptop.
Yeah.
I want that laptop.
There we go. All right.
That was part of my contract, that they were going to buy me a laptop like that, and they didn't do it.
Mendoza back to pass, over the middle, and incomplete. So, Dave, some new hardware giving us the ability to really increase the quality of the product that we're putting out. Anything on the near future that you're going to I mean, not that this isn't a great enhancement, but anything else going on that you're thinking about doing?
We're still got our fingers crossed for our new press box showing up any day now.
That's right. We're gonna debut that at some point.
Speaking of myths and legends,
Oh.
Brian, you don't need to do that. I give David a hard enough time about that.
Daily.
So do I.
Absolutely daily. Is it here yet? Is it here yet?
Does Brian have a green room in this also too in the new press box? Make sure he has his own green room.
I have my own bathroom. What are you talking about?
Okay, Costanza. Oh, but
You know, I do that at work. I leave my car parked at work all the time, so everybody thinks I'm there before they are and leave after they leave.
That's
There
right.
you go.
That's
a
right.
good
George
reason to have two
Costanza,
cars.
man. Yeah.
My name is George Vandelay.
George Vandelay. Yeah. Art Vandelay. Art Vandelay.
So I'm hoping to grow the program this year. We're actually going to split Tech Club and Broadcast Club
That's what I heard.
and try to attract some more students to the club. Have you guys seen the work Maddie's been doing for us? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She is so spot on with that.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to have Claire's going to do some work for us too, Claire Sorgen.
Claire
and
Sorgen's
then
awesome.
anybody else that we can drag kicking and screaming in front of the camera.
Second down for the Kodiaks. Mendoza fakes the ball, goes to right, incomplete. Going to bring up third.
Our goal this year is to increase our unique content. You know, do some good stuff. Do some. We have a segment, What's Happening in the Valley. They're going to try to keep up on every week, so
All right.
they'll tell everybody what's going on in the valley, not just
And
necessarily
I've been
school.
meaning to come in and talk to you about some of my ideas, and I need to do that.
Oh,
So-
no. Your ideas. Oh, no.
Okay.
Dave, be afraid. Be very afraid. Be very afraid.
Yes, guys, I'm the heel, the goat, whatever you guys want to call it on the broadcast. That's me.
No, Dave, I think it's great that, we've talked about this as far as segregating the tech club and the broadcasting. Because, again, some kids might feel a little intimidated by the and handoff to the right, breaks a tackle, and
Touchdown.
Yep. They went up.
touchdown. Touchdown, Kodiaks. But again, some of the students might, the term tech club might be a bit intimidating.
Right.
I'd say, I'm not that knowledgeable about technology, but they have some skills and outgoing personality that in broadcasting they would be very interested. So I think it's a really smart move doing
Yeah,
that.
there's a place for everybody in broadcasting. In front of the camera, behind the camera, writing, coming up with ideas. I mean, there's something for everybody.
Look at Brian.
We have faces
you
made
guys
for radio.
fit,
Faces
man.
made for radio, man. It's all what it's about. Extra PAT upcoming for the Kodiaks. Down, kick up, and good. And that's going to make the score now 22-5. Visiting Kodiaks ahead of the hometown Turks. So, Dave, you're saying that is in place now for this 17-18 school year?
We still got to get ASB approval, which
Okay.
we're working on. We had
Right.
to get some signatures and stuff,
Right.
and then board approval after that.
Okay, very good. But it's something you're moving to
Yep.
get implemented this year.
Yep, moving forward fast.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then, we were talking about some of the other things going on here. Fall is obviously very busy. Soccer, girls volleyball. Your wife does a fantastic job. Makes Brian and I look bad. It's amazing. We said that we achieved elite status again, and we're saying it's in spite of Brian and I, not because of Brian.
Well, and if you guys noticed too, if you watch any of the volleyball games, we have a Sorgen. We have Dale Sorgen on the air with us,
That's what Brian was saying.
and then we even had Nicholas and Seth on with us the other day, which is great.
That's just wonderful. Again, always understood that this really needs to be, and it is, I think, especially now when you get the broadcasting component of this, and you get kids that are willing to kind of step out from behind the scenes more out in the front in a broadcasting role and getting on air and contributing is really going to make this not only behind the scenes but in front of the scenes a student-centered production.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
We need our field agent out there. Our field
We need
reporter.
a
Roving-
sideline reporter.
roving
Yes.
reporter.
Yeah.
Sideline
Yeah.
reporter.
Yep.
And then we've heard exciting things that we're going to be doing golf this year.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Frisbee golf also, too. We're going to be doing badminton, competitive badminton. We're going to some of the extreme sports.
Extreme.
Extreme sports on Turk TV.
well, there's so many things that we could be doing.
Oh, another onside kick attempt. That time we got it
But
clean,
we're
though.
not.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Number 27 fields that. Austin Bryant. He spells his last name just like your first name.
I know.
There
I know.
you go. There you
could
go.
call him Brian Austin and we'd be the same first name, but that's not true.
So Dave, yeah, or he could be Brian Bryant. So Dave, you're saying you got such a good crew now, you can just kind of hang out.
I know, I'm just kind of wandering around.
wandering
It's-
around,
got
wandering
nothing going
around.
on.
Wandering around. That's kind of nice, though, isn't it?
Got a parent on one of the cameras, and he was on the film crew at his high school.
Oh,
So
very
he's feeling right at home.
Turks 1st and 10 at the Kodiaks 49-yard line. Snap to Hayfully. He keeps the ball, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet,
Nice
and goes
run.
forward
That's a
for
nice-
about 4-yard gain.
He stayed on his feet a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go back out and check on my crew.
All right, David, thanks for stepping in.
Nice chatting with you.
Yep, you too.
Dan is doing golf. That's what Jen says.
No, that's the lovely, talented Jen Moon is volunteering for that assignment. She's going to be she's going to, the dulcet whispers. He tees up the ball. He's 3 feet from the cup.
Quarterback is in the pistol. It's a hike.
And Hayfully now keeps the ball again. Exact same play as last time. And
You gotta gain a couple on that.
Couple. 3rd and 5. 3rd and about 5.
We
Ball
just-
5 for the Turks.
We just don't have an offense that can come back from 3 scores.
You know, as we said, it's a very conservative offense, what appears to be a fairly thin playbook. You know, and it was working well early on. I think that the Kodiaks made adjustments to that. And the Turks just have had a really hard time containing the explosiveness of the Kodiaks offense as well. The passing attack has just had a hard time sticking
Well,
the
the good
DBs
news
sticking with
is
their man.
this is a non-conference game.
It is.
This is where you really learn. A lot of these players learn something about themselves.
Yep.
It's a good teaching moment.
Pass deep.
Oh, Daddy, throw that flag. No. You cannot pull. Hashtag Turks Fans.
Hayfully's down. I didn't see that. Did he get hit late, Brian, or what happened on that play?
Well, it was.
Let's look. Let's go to YouTube here.
We'll just look at it, but if
Let's
you
go to
can
YouTube.
see the pushing at the end there, I don't know if we'll
Just
be
got
able
a,
to see.
a shove there at the end because I was
Well,
watching the
he
pass.
he pushed it. He grabbed his arm. He tried to hold hands with him as he got the ball there.
Nah, it doesn't show it.
Yeah, see right there. Oh, you missed it.
Yeah, doesn't show it. All right, so now we're looking at a 4th down, and obviously the Turks in a situation where they have to go for it here. 4th and 5. Ball is on the Kodiaks 45-yard line. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Turks trailing 22-5. Handoff on left side. Sargent, and he's going to be short.
Going to be a couple yards short.
Yeah, going to be short, and it's going to turn over to the Kodiaks. So the Turks turn the ball back over to the men in red from Leavenworth. And again, speaking of Leavenworth, the band is heading over to Leavenworth for a competition tomorrow. Is that correct, Ryan?
Well, it's it's a parade.
A parade.
You know,
What
It's
is
a
the
fall. It's a fall.
Oh,
Beginning of the fall.
beginning of fall parade?
Yeah.
And obviously over in Leavenworth, they're getting geared up for Oktoberfest and all that sort of stuff.
Oktoberfest, sausages and
Sausages
beer.
and beer. and all that
Sausages and
stuff.
beer.
Yes, exactly. Mendoza. Oh, we got a flag. Hands off the right side. Still on his feet. Number 42 and dragged out of bounds. But I have a feeling that one's going to come back.
That's going to be a hold.
So looking forward here, Brian, if you want to jump over to the Cascade Conference Athletics website for me. Looking forward to next week. Let's grab the Turks schedule here. And I believe they got the proverbial David and Goliath next weekend, or next Friday night, away at Archbishop Murphy High School.
Otherwise known as Archbishop Murphy's JV gets to play a lot.
Yes, the #1 rated Archbishop Murphy Wildcats are playing at Bellevue High School tonight, and we don't have a score for that, but very talented team. Not as talented as last year, but still a very talented team with the Wildcats there at Archbishop. And we have an injury, it looks like, out there. Everybody's taking a knee, and they're attending the young man. Hopefully everybody is okay. But again, the Turks kind of looking forward here. Archbishop Murphy on Friday the 29th, and that is an away game. The next home game is going to be homecoming against the Cedar Crest Red Wolves. That's going to be on Friday, October the 6th. Then we have a game, interesting, Brian, that we have a non-conference game in the middle of the conference schedule. You typically don't see that. The non-conference games typically are at the beginning of the season. Now, I know Shorewood is another team similar to South Whidbey. They're playing a non-conference schedule this year. They're trying to kind of rebuild that program a little bit. And so we do get to see Shorewood actually on Friday, October the 13th. That is away at Shorewood. And then Kings, another away game. And then the final game of the season, the Black and Blue Bowl, home against the Granite Falls Tigers on Friday, October the 27th. So if I'm reading this correctly, just 2 more home games, Brian. 3 away and 2 more home games here in
and
the
those
regular
are going
season.
to be those are going to be back to, well, no, we have 3 more home games coming up.
Well, that's
Picture Day.
that's
Never
picture
mind.
day.
Picture Day's on the schedule, guys.
I don't think Picture Day counts.
No.
I think we got Cedar Crest and Granite,
We got
basically, is what we
October
have left.
October 6th and October 27th.
That'll be the weekend of Halloween weekend. So the orange and black.
Halloween weekend
The
at the
orange
Baller. Halloween weekend at the Baller
oh,
House. I'll
geez.
tell you.
I'll tell you, I got so many decorations to put out. It's a
You know, it's
month-long
just,
process.
I think it starts at Halloween for you, and then it doesn't end until January.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, then it's right to Christmas. Tear down Halloween.
I don't even
right to
bother
Christmas.
putting up
I know.
decorations because I can look at yours.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
One thing I have noticed is there has been a definite influx in the amount of cars on our cul-de-sac in the last couple of
Well, it
months.
sure has. Sure has. All right. Mendoza's back to pass. Evades one tackler, but the second one gets him. There you go. Tackle by number 88, Phoenix McGuire.
Oh, Phoenix is rising.
Phoenix is rising. We get to say that.
I can't wait to say Phoenix is rising.
Phoenix McGuire, 6'4", 180-pound senior. Mr. Phoenix McGuire.
Wednesday the 27th versus Granite Falls Volleyball. That's our next time.
Oh, and that'll be the lovely and talented Jen Moon,
Yep.
who's going to be our, not only does volleyball, but will be the roving reporter for our golf coverage this spring. Jen's very
Are
excited.
you sure
about
she's not going to be on the cart with the
She's
with
very
the beer
excited
girl?
about the golf coverage. I know Jen's looking forward to that. That's a screen, and he gets it. Got one man to beat there. He breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Oh, nice tackle there by the Turks. And that was number 52 throwing him down. That's Caleb Dennis.
Caleb Dennis. We haven't been able to say his name enough.
We really
today.
haven't. First time I think tonight we have said his name. So, you know, we've said a few number of
Fantastic
players.
young man. Caleb Dennis is what most young men should aspire to
Just
be. He's
a
a good quality kid.
Quality kid, yeah.
Good grades. Wrestler, of course, he's a wrestler.
Of course.
Yeah, but a good kid.
And that's what we're looking for. You know, win lose is, I've always been under my philosophy has been is we're developing young men here for their lives. Most of these young men will never play football again once they get done with high school, but hopefully you're building some skills in their lives that will serve them well. Pass falls incomplete. All right. So 35 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Oh,
as it
not a
getting
lot
ready
of
to
time left for those Turks.
Getting ready to draw to a close, and yeah, the Turks are running out of time. And it's been a pretty long dry spell, Brian, since we saw that first drive and then a subsequent
Well, the
quick.
game started off with so much promise.
So much promise. And actually coming into the third period, it was actually, okay, they go back for punt formation, 4th and 4. Well, now they're going to go, could be a fake here, Brian.
Oh, why not? You're up by 3 scores.
Nope, they're going to kick it away. Oh, it's high but short.
Banjo.
And it's going to bounce back. And down at the 41-yard line.
All right, guys, you stay.
So Brian, I thought as they came in here after halftime, it was a very close game, and then something happened on the first drive of the third period.
Are you saying I gave him the kiss of death?
I don't know. I don't know.
That drive was going to determine the outcome of the game?
Something. I heard somebody say something like that. Yeah.
Well, once again, I needed to buy a lottery ticket tonight.
Yeah, you did. You see, but the first quarter was when your luck kind of ran out after the first quarter. So.
That's true. That's true.
But anyway, I see over here Jen saying Wednesday the 27th.
Yep.
We have volleyball versus Granite Falls. And again, that will be the lovely and talented Jen Moon, and her co-host will be bringing you that on TurkPride.tv,
Sergeant
your home.
loses a couple on the play.
For all things Sultan Athletics. And I think that's going to be the last play here of the third period as the clock's going to wind down to double zeros. And the score is going to read still 22 Kodiaks, 5 for the Turks.
So we will be right back.
Yes, we will. And we need to recognize some of our fine sponsors also, too. I can handle that, Brian, if you want. I know you've been, I'll give you a break there, big guy. I know you're strained the dulcet tones. All right, we'd like to recognize our various title sponsors, Sky Valley Inc., providing the TurkPride.tv crew with great polo shirts. If you need custom screen printing or vinyl banners or lettering, reach out to Carrie Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com or click on the banner on TurkPride.tv. SYB, Sultan Youth Turks Basketball. Big thanks to XYB. Without their support, we would never have gotten our brand new scoreboard that's in the gymnasium, which we will get a chance to see, which is used for volleyball, but also for basketball. It's fantastic. Sultan High Booster Club also donated the scoreboard project. Always does a great job in helping out clubs, sports, and anything else when called upon. Windmill Espresso, where the Moons frequent quite frequently, and their daughter actually works, is been a long-time partner and sponsor of TurkPride.tv. They were our first supporter, as a matter of fact, and we appreciate their continued support. Cascade Athletics, your one-stop shop for all WIA athletic scores and statistics. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Koppel, Dr. Brian Koppel at Sultan Chiropractic. Dr. Koppel has been helping athletes and people in the Sky Valley for years. You deserve to be pain-free. Dr. Koppel is accepting new patients. Go and see him today. All right, the Turks were switching directions here, and the Turks got the ball. Give a dive in the middle to Trey Sargent. He scurries ahead for just a couple of yards, getting 2 yards, and 3rd and 9 for the Turks. Here we are in the fourth period, just underway. For those of you joining us, the Turks started out with a bang, had a field goal on their first drive, and then quickly a safety. But since then, just frustration and no points to show for it, as the Kodiaks not only got their way back in it, pulled ahead and have increased their lead since that first quarter. Brief time that the Turks were ahead. Hey, Felice got it, gonna keep it, and down for a loss. We're looking at 4th and about 12 now for the Turks. And again, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on TurkPride.tv for tonight's game. We hope you enjoy watching it just as much as we enjoy bringing it to you here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Turks back in punt formation. Phoenix McGuire. And punts high, good kick. And they're going to back off, and the Turks are going to touch it and down it at the Kodiaks 32-yard line. Where, no, my mistake, actually closer to 34-35 yard line with that spot. So again, Turks going to be on defense, and the Kodiaks going to get a chance to see what they can do on offense here in the fourth period. So again, next week, looking forward to next week's contest, going to be at Archbishop Murphy High School. Those of you that don't know, Archbishop Murphy High School is a private Catholic high school that's located in the Mill Creek area, actually geographically not too far from us here in Sultan, but they have quite a team. They are a 2A team. Obviously, the Turks in the Cascade Conference play in a mixed conference, which has both 2A and 1A squads. The Turks are a 1A school, but they do have an opportunity. They're going to play Archbishop, and that is going to definitely be a David versus Goliath next Friday, and we would encourage people to head over to that, take that short drive to Mill Creek and cheer on the Turks next Friday night as they head to Archbishop Murphy. And delay of game. They'll back them up 5, and they'll do that one again. And run to the right, cut back, and still on his feet. Oh my gosh, bad wrap up by the Turks. Number 23, still going, breaks another tackle, and finally, wow. He ran all the way to the right sideline, all the way back to the left sideline. And we do have a flag, which most likely be a clip on the Kodiaks would be my guess. But again, that young man, number 23 for the Kodiaks, ran a whole heck of a lot of yards for the gain that he did make. That was Isaiah Dayton, number 23 on the carry for the Kodiaks. So, spot foul takes his loss of 2. It's going to be 1st and 12 for the Kodiaks. And Mendoza bumps into his own player, dumps it off, short gain, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and number 42 runs out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. And that's going to be very close to a first down for the Kodiaks. And I think we have an injured Turk player on the sidelines. They kind of had a tackle and kind of made their way out. And from our vantage point, we cannot see. Oh, it's number 44. Looks to be the injured Turk player. Number 44 is Isaiah Phillips. Again, from the replay, it looks to be Mr. Phillips. Hard to see from our vantage point right here, but on the YouTube feed, it does look like I saw a 44. And he's back up on his feet, so that's a good sign there. A little bit of a limp, but doesn't look like it's anything really serious. Oh, well, Brian, you're back. Is this something new you've negotiated? Do you get breaks? Is that what it is?
I get a break every quarter.
You do? Okay. So like a union, is this a union gig or what is this? All of a sudden I looked over and you were gone. It's like he must be on his break. All right, Kodiaks back to pass and bobbled and dropped. Well, since you left, nothing really has changed awful much, Brian.
No.
We're still trailing 22-5.
Looks like the ball's about the same place it was at half.
Pretty much.
When
It's
the
kind of
quarter
been
changed.
like a rugby scrum. It's kind of just been going back and forth over the same 20-yard patch of plastic grass out
Well,
there.
you know, the team with the most big plays was going to win.
Yeah, that's a fairlyism right there. Right? You know, the team with the most
that
points will
was a
probably win.
fair-
The team with the most points will probably win this game, which happens to be the Kodiaks right now. So, Mendoza. Oh, no.
That's going to be on us.
I think that's going to be an encroachment. He got in there pretty quickly. That was Alex Perigo. Was in the backfield about the same time as the football arrived in the backfield.
Oh, false start against Cascade.
Oh, yeah, I stand
Once
corrected.
again, he's keying on that guy going forward. Once that motion guy starts moving forward, he can go.
Yep.
Of course, you're relying on the men in stripes to be able to know the call and to make the call.
Now, are you saying something negative about our
No,
officiating
absolutely
crew?
not. I'm saying
tonight?
that they're calling it correctly.
I just wanted to be clear that if you had an issue with our
Oh, it's a
our,
good thing
our
I
crew,
love. It's a good thing I love you.
You know, I know you've been very critical of the officiating crews in the
That's on
past,
us.
Brian. It's getting pretty sloppy out there now, Brian.
So for one of my college classes that I'm taking, yeah, I'm going to college. I'm almost 50 years old and I'm going to college. I had to create a LinkedIn.
You're kind of like Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah,
back to school.
Back to school, yeah.
Back to
I had to
school.
create a LinkedIn profile, and one of the things I had to do was put my community work in there. So they have a link to turkpride.tv, so I have to put forth a good showing.
One of my favorite.
Another sack by Trace.
One of my favorite lines from that movie is Sally Kellerman is one of his professors, and he says, "Call me sometime when you have no class." Right? That's a classic line. Call me sometime.
My favorite scene from that was when he did the dive.
Yes.
Off the 3 or 4 diving boards.
Yes. That's a classic movie. Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield. Just under 9 minutes remaining, 8:54, 22-5, Turks trailing.
3rd and forever coming up.
Yeah. I think there might be a pass here.
And it shall come to pass.
And it too shall come to pass. And
no, he
steps
won't come to
up.
pass.
No.
He's
Dropped.
going to go for another sack.
Dropped. And Phoenix is rising with another sack there by number 88.
Up. And Trey Sargent in there again. Trey has gotten the attention of some FCS schools. It's a big deal.
That is.
So quick, so fast.
8 minutes. And Turks are going to get the ball back here on the punt. And kind of a knuckleball, but it takes a Kodiak bounce.
Why do they run towards the ball? They just need to stay away from the ball.
Yeah, stay away. Don't let it touch you.
It's going to come back and bite them.
All right.
All right. So, let's see now. What shall we do?
7:45 remaining. 7:43 actually remaining.
Down by 3 scores. 3 touchdowns will win the game.
It would. 3 touchdowns. We're down by 17. So actually, 2 touchdowns and the field goal to the tie. All right.
Talking about 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Mr. Hayfley out there.
It's going to be in the pistol.
Split backs. Hands it off.
Shocker, they hand the ball to Trey Sargent on the right, over the right side.
Yep. Oh, actually Fleming.
Oh, Aiden Fleming gets into the action. Our young sophomore.
Yes, he is. 5'7", 150 pounds.
I doubt he's 150 pounds. I doubt he's 150
I'm just reading the program that we were given.
Oh, yeah.
Just reading the program that we were given. And there's Sargent, and he has to change direction, and he's going the wrong direction there. All right, lost a lot of momentum, had to cut back, and by that time the pursuit got him.
Definitely not a member of One Direction on that.
No, he's not. 2 directions. So Brian, it'll be interesting to see, once we get the scores in tomorrow morning. I always like to check the Cascade Conference scoreboard on Saturday morning, just kind of see how the other teams did, kind of see
You're
where the
awake
Turks.
on Saturday mornings?
I am. I have to get up. Yeah. You're going to be having an omelet at the Mountain View Cafe tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Hopefully your wife isn't listening to this broadcast.
And then I'll be
so.
stopping by Bigfoot Brew on my way in too.
There you go.
Another one of our fine sponsors.
Our fine sponsors out in our neck of the woods, out in Gold Bar.
And hot chocolate.
Hayfley back to pass. Oh! And we're going to get a penalty.
That was not nearly as egregious as the one we had earlier.
No.
They didn't get the flag on.
Yep. So we'll get a defensive pass.
But it
interference
is
on
the
that one.
right call because he did push. if he had not pushed him or touched him until the ball had arrived,
Right.
he'd have been all
There was a
right.
little contact prior to the ball arriving, is what necessitated that penalty. But Hafley threw a decent looking ball there, a little bit overthrown, but not bad. And again, we have to remember this young man's only a sophomore. He's
Well,
going to get better.
Alex Perigo did the quarterbacking last season. And
Right.
He did a decent job. He did a decent job. And what are we doing? Are we going the wrong direction?
With a hold, the defensive holding was the call that I saw.
Well, that should be 10 yards and an automatic first down.
Holding. Defense. 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Not an automatic
And
first down.
timeout, Cascade. So, Brian, I'm hearing that there are possibly some changes in the offing for the Cascade Conference and some additional teams looking to maybe make their home elsewhere, as far as a couple of our southern participants, which would be Cedar Park, Bothell, and Archbishop Murphy, looking for different conference affiliations, which definitely would change the look of the Cascade Conference and possibly make it to where we'd have to assimilate ourselves into another.
The Turks are they're in a unique position
where they really match up well with the 1A schools on the other side of the pass.
Yeah, they do.
However, to me, that's not conducive to travel. You don't want to. I don't want our kids going across the pass 2-3 times a week for different sports.
Well, and winter also too, with going across the pass, there's safety concerns, and Hafley throws a nice pass, overthrown. There's safety concerns obviously in the winter and having buses on going over Stevens Pass and so forth. But you're correct, and just the distance that you would have to when you're looking at OMAC and you're looking at some Okanagan and some of those. That's a long drive.
And then of course you have the Emerald City League.
Yes, which would be south.
Which would be south, which we would match up well with in all of our sports except for football.
Right.
And football and wrestling, because they don't have wrestling in all of those
Correct.
schools.
Correct. So that creates a challenge. And the other option is going north.
And while we would match up well against Meridian and Linden and La Conner and those schools up there.
Mount Baker, Linden Christian. It does create some travel. I mean, again, there's whichever way, unless you go to Emerald City, there's really going to be more travel involved, regardless of where you go. But what I've heard is that if we do have 2 more teams that leave, the Cascade Conference really doesn't become a viable conference anymore. There just isn't enough teams to make it a viable conference. I mean, South Whidbey is struggling as far as their participation numbers, and football participation numbers nationwide are down as far as football participation. So.
You're going to see that. You're going to see that trend continue.
Right. So we've been, I've been in the Valley since 2007, and I remember the Turks used to have enough competitors to have a C squad. That we used to have a JV and a C team.
Well, I used to coach the C squad.
Yeah.
I used to be one of the coaches on the C team.
Right.
And the JV.
Right. And now we just have just a varsity squad. Interception. Alex Perigo. There we go, Perigo with the interception. Just under 6 minutes remaining. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that all transpires. I mean, it started a couple of years ago when Lakewood left and Lakewood went north. Now you've got Archbishop and Cedar Park saying we want to go south because geographically it's more desirable for us. Then you're just kind of left with it.
Well,
there's not a lot left. It gets the pickings get pretty slim at that point.
I think the idea of having a 1A only football league with the North is a good idea. With Baker and Meridian and those
Linden Christian
and those schools.
Right, Nooksack.
I think that the other sports, you can find a place for those to go. Basketball with Emerald City,
Right.
Soccer with Emerald City League, wrestling. To tell you like it is, our wrestling school basically wrestles a West Coast schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They show up at double duels,
Right.
and they get 2 matches in one night.
Yep, they do.
With these 4A, 3A schools.
Turks line up. Mr. Hayfley brings up the Turks. Back to pass, letting it fly, and that's overthrown. So, yeah, it'll be interesting in another year, next year, to see who we're playing, who our opponents are, how we match up. But I think whatever the outcome is, we're going to probably talking about more travel, more distance.
Well, my personal feelings on this is, the Emerald City League is the way to go, and we play our own 1A schedule for football. That's really and our wrestling continues to wrestle in a West Coast schedule, even though they're not a member of West Coast.
So you're saying going to the Emerald City League, and I'm not that familiar. And then play in. Oh, and a catch! Play an independent schedule then for football?
Play an independent schedule for football, yeah.
Which Shorewood is doing, which South Whidbey is doing this year. The only thing, Brian, that I don't like about that is you just lose those rivalries. The rivalries, you don't have them because, again, you're playing this schedule that is just different opponents every year. You don't ever, you lose that. But maybe you could. Maybe as a non-conference, you schedule at Granite Falls every year, so you don't lose that rivalry.
We only have 10 people on the field.
Well, you can play with fewer. You just can't play with more.
How are we doing there, bud?
And they're hustling. Hayfley runs over to get some instruction from his coach.
I think at this point in the game, score a touchdown, onside kick, get the ball back, score a touchdown, and you got to do that.
Onside kick and a field goal. And then we win.
Right now we just need to take it one step at a time. Let's go down and get our touchdown that we need to get.
Starts with one score. Oh, incomplete.
But you still have to run. You still have to run the ball a little bit.
So you are of the feeling that we should go to Emerald City. I personally am of the feeling that we should go north. But we'll see what happens. I just like the ability to, even though they would be different teams, to maintain rivalries as opposed to a floating schedule.
I just don't want my kids going to Meridian on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's the travel is going to be problematic.
Not
There's no doubt.
Not that going down to Bear Creek in Redmond is
right.
that much better.
Right.
It's just too bad that we can't have that rivalry with Monroe and Snohomish.
Right. Oh, almost.
Eric Turner almost.
Eric Turner just almost a circus catch there, but just couldn't hold on. When he hits the ground, it popped loose. No, you're right. I mean, we are a small school, kind of just surrounded by larger communities, larger schools, and so you're right. That Highway 2 corridor, there could be some great rivalries, but they're just not the same size.
And that's just not our school district.
Correct.
We don't have the amount of kids and the amount of the draw
right.
that those other schools have.
The Snohomishes, the Lake Stevens,
yeah.
and like that have, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I love the Sky Valley and I love being here.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful place. Hayfley back to pass and overthrown. The young man just needs to work on his touch. And he's got a pretty good arm. He's got a strong arm, but he just needs to work on his touch
yeah.
And so turnover on downs, back to the Kodiaks. Will take possession at their own 37-yard line. So it'll remain to be seen, Brian, what happens. I think it's safe to say that things will look very different next year. They will look different. next year.
Is next year the reclassification? I mean, is that
I
a
believe
reclassification
I
year?
believe so.
And is there a chance we go back up to 2A, or are we going to stay where we're
I think
at?
we'll stay at 1A. Because I believe 2,000 enrollment is the magic number, and we're just not even quite at 1,900 yet. So
That's
we're,
for the whole school.
yeah, district-wide.
District-wise, that's
Yeah.
elementary, middle, and high
Correct.
school.
We're at about in the high 1800s right now, but probably in the
I
1870s.
And I don't see any new housing complexes going in.
Well, we are seeing some growth. We are, from that standpoint, we are seeing some growth. Permits for new houses, we've heard is definitely on the rise, but it's probably going to be a couple of years, until we see a big growth.
And that's, and that's 8 years until you see those kids in high school.
Ryan Fox chiming in on the live chat on YouTube. Hello from San Francisco, California.
Well, hello, Ryan. What are you doing in San
And
Francisco?
Diamond Dave Moon just slumming it here, coming into the booth. Nothing else going on here.
I remember Ryan Fox. He was a guitar player of some kind, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I hear you say Ryan Fox is in.
Ryan Fox is in the building on the
He's in the
broadcast.
house.
Hey Ryan, it's Dave.
He's in the hitty hoo-ha. All right, 3:35 remaining here in the fourth. Kodiaks in command. Turks scored early, but since then it's been all Kodiaks. And out to the right, makes a cutback,
wow.
breaks a tackle, number 42, and dropped down by number 52.
And
of
the flag
Turks,
comes down at the
Caleb
end.
Dennis.
We have that yellow dirty laundry. Every time the Seahawks do something good, I look up in that left-hand corner to see if there's a flag somewhere. And then I celebrate if
And
there's not.
celebrate. So your wife confirmed she is doing the golf. She said she's
Yeah,
gonna
what
do
is
golf.
that? What's going on here?
And then we're thinking competitive badminton also too.
You're just bad.
Just badminton, right? Dave, we need to diversify now that we need to go to the next level of sports entertainment.
Oh man,
that would mean replacing us, Dan.
Dave's too tired for the next
Dave's-
level.
the next level. Jump higher, David. Higher. Penalty against the Turks.
Looks like another personal foul penalty. That's not good.
Now, we don't want the standards to get too high, Brian, because then you and I would be out of a job. If
I
the
worry
standards
about,
got too-
I worry about that every single
That they're going to
week.
give us our pink slips here someday. We're going to come in and we're just going to say, Dave's going to say, Dan, Brian, we really don't need you guys tonight. We really don't need you guys. Oh, nice blitz by Perigo. Ball pops loose.
Oh,
You get the ball?
Did we
yeah,
recover?
Turks got
We
the ball.
got it. Turks got it.
Nice blitz by Perigo. Knocked the ball loose, and the Turks recovered. Turnover to Sultan. Just under 3 minutes remaining, and the Turks are going to get the ball back, get one more chance
Gee,
here.
I wonder if we're going to throw the ball 3 times and give it 4 times in a row and
As
give it
opposed
up.
to running it
Which
4 times.
is
in a row.
what we've done the last 2
Yeah.
possessions.
we were just discussing that out there. Isn't that? Didn't we just see that play? Didn't we just see that play?
It's like,
You know what?
it's like
There's a
rewind on
reason-
YouTube, replay.
There's a
rewind,
reason
replay.
I'm in the booth. Because I couldn't.
Why is that? No. Why are we here? No.
Oh my goodness, you went there.
It's sports entertainment. We need to keep reminding our fans, this is sports entertainment. This is not, if you've come here for hardcore sports, you've come to the wrong
You're in the
place.
wrong spot.
You're in the wrong
Ryan
place.
Fox. He's down there at San Francisco.
What's he doing in San Francisco?
He's going to school.
Master's
He's getting a
degree.
master's degree in percussion, performance, in which he graduates in 2019 along with his sister in South Dakota. No air conditioning, but have portable ice maker.
Well, there you go.
Have portable ice maker. Will travel, Ryan Fox.
There we go. Well, the weather has definitely changed up here in Washington. We don't need the air conditioners anymore.
You should be good for the heat here coming up in the next couple of months. I know it gets pretty hot down there in August.
Yeah. No. See, Dave. You see what your lovely wife said? She said you're in on badminton.
Oh boy.
So coming in 2018, competitive badminton here on TurkPride.tv.
Well, Mr. Ryan Fox,
Bad TV.
How about
think
competitive
that's
dodgeball?
good.
They did a movie about that.
You can dodge a ball. You can dodge a wrench.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Handoff. Is that Sargent?
There you go.
And cloud of dust on the right side.
Good for a yard and a half.
So Sargent, he's going to be a tired young man at the end of this game because we've called his name a lot. He's carried the bulk of the load here for the Turks tonight. I think you should start covering Unicycle Club also too.
Oh my
Dave.
gosh,
That
Unicycle
would be
Club.
so fun to go to the
Yes.
elementary school and cover
Unicycle
Club.
How about we just do homework club too? That'd be a riveting.
Attitude.
Attitude, yeah.
I've got my golf clap down.
Hey, C-SPAN just puts a camera in like the legislative hall, and there's like nobody there for hours. They just run a live stream of that. You know, we could do like homework club.
Well, you know, on October 9th, they're going to have a forum for the
Candidates Forum.
candidates forum.
You're going to be there, right?
There are candidates that are going to be there, and now are you guys going to be bringing that on TurkPride.tv?
We're still waiting for the okay from the League of Women Voters.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yep. They weren't too happy that we streamed last time.
Huh.
They didn't know we were streaming, and they reluctantly
Thankfully,
approved.
Back to pass.
Oh, no.
What an interception.
Nice.
One-handed interception.
Yeah, that's the quarterback, number 11, Mendoza.
Oh, there's a flag out there.
Yep. But wow, that was an athletic interception.
Well,
but yeah, everybody's
I've
getting a
seen this
little.
enough.
They're getting a little chippy out there now. You know, you get towards the end, and a game that just hasn't gone your way, and tempers can kind of start to flare up a little bit.
I think you need to flag both of them. Why would you compound a great play like that?
Well, we saw that earlier when the Turks had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
He
back
called it.
early.
He called it both ways.
No.
He called it both ways.
So again, new sports offerings, new offerings here on TurkPride.tv: competitive badminton, dodgeball, frisbee golf.
Well,
those are all going to.
What would you call badminton TV? Bad TV?
Bad TV. Hey, I like playing badminton.
oh, it's against them.
But Jen said that, Dave, you're going to volunteer for that duty.
Thanks, honey. Remember, we're a team.
106 degrees in San Francisco, Ryan. I could not even imagine
So
not having
miserable.
an air conditioner.
That's warm.
That would have been miserable.
That is warm.
That's what you do. Fill the bathtub up and dump your ice maker.
Yeah. He's got an
Not
ice
in it,
maker.
but
He's
all
got
the
an
ice is
yeah,
in it.
He does have an ice maker, he says. That's good. Ryan, stay cool. And it's getting a little sloppy out there now, Brian.
Well, no, it's been sloppy for a while now. Hashtag Turks first. You know, he makes this great play, this one-handed interception. He gets a little chippy on the sideline.
Yeah.
He points up to the scoreboard and makes sure he shows everybody what the score is.
Right.
You know. But,
Yeah, that's unnecessary. Again, we understand that they're going to come away successful here tonight. But
we got a minute 20 left to go.
There's time.
We've got time left.
yeah, Brian's got it all mapped out how they're going to come back.
Hashtag Turks first.
Hand off up the middle, number 9. Now, I don't want to make any inferences, but there was something, you know, at halftime, and then the third quarter started, and there was some comment made. And
I
things have
told
kind
you
of gone
that the
sideways
beginning
since then.
that the beginning drive of the third quarter was going to determine the outcome of the game.
And what happened at the beginning drive of the third quarter?
And they went down and scored a touchdown.
They scored a touchdown. Yes, they
Ouch.
did.
And that pretty much set the momentum for the rest of the game.
Yes,
So
it
much for
did.
hashtag Turks first, huh there, Brian? Where'd you?
I know, Brian, you sabotaged our team.
See what I have to put up with, Dave? Here I was telling him how much I missed him. I love it when you're here, and I love it when you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Can't live with me, can't live without me. Right?
When do I have you guys back again? When's our next home game?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's going to be a David and Goliath matchup at Archbishop Murphy next Friday night, and then we'll be back for homecoming against the Cedar Crest Red Wolves the following weekend. Following
Excellent.
Friday, which is October the 6th.
Yep, we'll be back on October the 6th.
October the 6th. We will both be here.
Well, I look forward to the dream team coming back together.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. Wish the outcome on the field had been a little bit different tonight, but it's definitely been fun bringing it to you. And with that being said, we got double zeros on the clock and a 22-5 score on the board. Turks on the wrong end of that. So Jen Moon pops in, says,
Can you repeat it?
No, I'm not going to repeat that.
yeah.
Not right now.
all
I'm
right.
with you, Jen. I had faith until the very end.
Yes.
I had it mapped out. Hashtag Turks first, always.
Always.
I am a Turk apologist.
All right. So again, Turks come up on the short end of a 22-5 score, and just a kind of a weird game, Brian. I mean, they started out like a house of fire, and boy, it just that fire went out really quick, and then they struggled the remainder of the game.
That's all right. That's okay. You know what? It's a non-conference game.
Well, I think what you've got to do is as we look towards the next home game, which is going to be on the 6th against Cedar Crest, that'll be homecoming, is, you need to get through next week and just not get anybody, just get healthy, stay healthy through Archbishop, and then come back, regroup, come home. Homecoming, there's always a special excitement on homecoming and just see how things go.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Hey guys, how about a shout out to our producer tonight, Cora Bean.
Cora Bean.
Cora Bean.
On the camera, one of the cameras was her dad, Gary Bean. Evidently, he did this in high school himself.
A family affair tonight.
And then we also had Taylor Ramsey working the camera, and we even had a special guest appearance by Jason Atkinson.
Jason, producer extraordinaire.
Yep.
The
And
Jack
I got to
Russell
sit
Red.
back and do nothing the whole night.
Wow.
Right.
It was pretty nice.
Well,
Dave-
for
Dave-
everybody out there,
Yeah.
Dan, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, sir. Even though we live down the street from each other, I don't see you that often because
No,
of your
this-
work schedule.
Yeah, you want to look out the door at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I
you
see
might
your
see me
truck.
come in.
I see your truck driving. Usually, it's your wife actually
Yeah,
driving your
my
truck.
wife. Yeah, I drive the car to work. So
All right. Well, for myself, Dan Baller, and for my co-host Brian Atkinson, we say good night.
good night. Thanks, Andrea.